Good morning, Raptor Freaks. It's Alexiot, and it's Tuesday morning, and we had 2 days off, so we're doing a Raptor Freak Tuesday trivia, PhD level trivia, because this is not easy trivia I've written today. And I don't want people to cheat either. If you can do this off the top of your heads, that'd be fantastic. But this is going to be one of the toughest trivias I've ever written, and it's on game winners. That's right. We've had 2 game winners here in the preseason, the last 2 games. So it just felt like the right time to do a Raptor Freak trivia on Raptors game winners. Yeah, game winners. Yeah, Fiercey's here. Good morning to Fiercey. Good morning, fam. Happy trivia day. Good morning to you, MJ. Hope this morning finds you well and good, and just awesome things happening. And Isaac, thank you for the starting 5 of Lex to start this trivia. I'll do a little bit of talking, but I do want to get into the trivia pretty quick because, like I said, I don't want anybody going to figure out a whole bunch of stuff. Now, if we have a few people here, I'll wait until we get at least double digits in the room. But yeah, let me see. Let's do the straight goods on Canadian goods just real quick. We'll go ahead and do it and get it out of the way right now. Guys, I'm talking about dairy products. Once again, Agripore Cooperative is the Canadian dairy co-op, and they have quite a few different brand names like Natrel. And well, one of them is Northumberland. Northumberland is out of New Brunswick, and they are locally in New Brunswick, and they use Canadian milk, of course, to make sour cream, yogurt, milk, cottage cheese. So if you see the brand name Northumberland, know that that is 100% Canadian dairy, and you are supporting Canada industry. So Northumberland out of New Brunswick, and they are in the Agripore Co-op of Canadian dairy companies. So check that out. That's right. That's right. Fiercey said, I'll wait after the trivia to say what I want to say. Okay, good. Good, because it's going to be good. All right, we got double digits in here. I'm not totally sure if our commissioner of trivia, Adriana, will be here. She's going to try to make it, but she does have a busy thing to do right now, too. So we'll just have to see. I'm putting on the glasses, and I'm getting it going. All right, we got Isaac, we got Fiercey, we got some more people in here. So we're going to start it off, guys. All right, here's the first question. And remember, always full name answers, please. Okay, the first question is this. Olivier Sarr got the game winner on Sunday. Yes, Olivier Sarr got a game winner on Sunday. Unfortunately, it's in the preseason, so it's not going to go in the record books. That's one of the sad things about these game winners is the preseason gets wiped away. None of it matters. None of the stats or anything. And this game winner, he'll have the memory of it, and he can talk about it. But in some ways, it is not a legit bona fide in the NBA record books game winner, either one of the ones for Jonathan or Olivier. Now, Olivier has said this. When he was a young boy, when he was 4 years old, he said that this Raptors legend was his inspiration to play basketball. What Raptors legend was Olivier Sarr's inspiration to pick up a basketball at the age of 4? That's right, Vince Carter. Vince Carter is a good guess. That's a default guess. This man did play with Vince Carter, but it is not Vince Carter. It's a good guess by both you guys. No, this guy's a Hall of Famer, and he played with Vince Carter. And in some ways, I would say maybe we didn't get the best part of his career. That's for sure. That's for sure. So if you can get it from that, yeah, Tracy McGrady is not right. It is not Tracy McGrady. He is one of the Hall of Famers. It fits. Magnetic knowledge. Chris Bosh, welcome. No, it's not Chris Bosh either. Remember, I said they played with Vince, and we didn't get them on their best thing. And it is a Hall of Famer in the NBA. Muggsy Bogues is not right either, Nako. Good to see Gerald in the chat. Good morning, Raptor Freak crew from Cool Cat. Good morning, Coach Cool Cat. Yeah, who was Olivier Sarr's inspiration to pick up a basketball at the age of 4? This NBA legend. That's right. Nako got it. It's Olajuwon. He butchered his last name. He butchered his last name, but he got it. Akeem Olajuwon, Hall of Famer, is the answer. And even though he went Olajuwon, I don't know. Adriana, how do you want to do this? If she's here, she can tell me. If she's not here, she's busy. No, Gerald's just saying next. Just keep moving. I want to, because you went Olajuwon. Sometimes if you have a Lagawan, you get the answer after the people. All right, she's not paying attention, obviously. She's busy with her grandmother. So I'm going to go ahead and just say it's Nako for right now. Benevolent one, I'll keep you in favor in future decisions. How about that? How about that? Not being a stickler, Nako should have it. Okay. Now, see, Fiercey's the trivia leader. In some way, she's not involved in this, and her declaration is for Nako. Adriana is here. She's saying, I'm sorry, but if I disappear again, that's all right. We just wanted you to rule on whether Nako or Isaac should get the Akeem Olajuwon here, because Nako's spelling is a little crazy, but we knew who he was talking about. I don't know. I shouldn't be such a stickler. I think that Fiercey's right. I think Fiercey's right on this. But if the commissioner, the official governing body of this Raptor Freak trivia will say it, Nako. She said Nako. Okay, cool. All right, next question, guys. Next question on the Raptor Freak trivia. And Isaac will get another one. Ottawa, stand up. There you go. That's the attitude. You know what, Fiercey, you're getting a dunk. You're getting a dunk for positivity, enthusiasm, and support. That's just the beauty of my good friend MJ. She is amazing. 125 for MJ just for encouragement. Really, seriously, that's awesome. I love that. All right, question number 2. You know we got 17, so we got to go. Mobo, Jonathan Mobo got the game winner on Friday. What is his shoe affiliation? What is Jonathan Mobo's shoe affiliation? In some ways, I'm doing this question to give Jonathan, some props, to give him some advertising. That's right. Puma? No, he does not work with Puma. He does not work with Adidas. No. Magnetic, good to see you, man. No, it's not Adidas. I like seeing a new name in the chat. Every day we're doing fun Raptor stuff on this channel at 9:30. And no, it's not Adidas, not Puma. You guys don't remember what shoe affiliation Jonathan Mobo is with this year or last year or just is with? This is interesting. Converse? No, you guys are going through all the shoes. This is why I need to do this. Olajuwon. That's not right. Olajuwon. Oh, so good. Skechers. No, it's not Skechers, and it's not Reebok. Trevor J, thank you for joining the chat and putting in your 2 words. I'm sorry I didn't get in early enough. I didn't want to reveal the trivia topic for today until the very last second. Reebok is not right. Magnetic. Good guess. Under Armour is not correct also. Remember, guys, he is the first ever representative of this shoe brand, and the shoe brand is a startup that he's involved in. So it's something that's not, I don't know who else is on his shoe affiliation. Louis Vuitton. Wow, Nako. Wow, what do you think this is? Louis Vuitton, really. I guess that could happen at some point. Yeah, there you go. Look who knows it. It's Randolph who knows this. Good morning to Randolph Phillips. Serious players only is the answer. He is on the shoe contract with serious players only, and he is the first ever signing to them. And that's what it is. Amazon shoes. Get out of here. Get that garbage out of here. Isaac Campbell. Get that garbage out of here. They better be shoes that are coming from South America. Isaac, is what I'm saying right now. If you're making me some Amazon shoes, that's right. They better be coming from the river. All right, here we go, guys. Here's what is that brand? Serious Players Only is a small brand that Jonathan and his friends started, and he wears his own shoes. That's right. I think he's part owner of Serious Players Only. Now, does he have Scott on that brand with him? I don't think he does. All right, here we go. Question number 3. How many feet was Mo Pete's heave in that game-winning shot in Washington, that historic shot? We talked about it on the show yesterday. How many feet away? I was wrong with how far it was, but you guys guess numbers until I tell you. Did you get it? How many feet was Morris's shot? That famous buzzer beater winning game shot that was so crazy that he threw 67 feet, Isaac. That's a little too far. 38 is closer, but it's still a little too far. 7 feet. That's nothing, Nako. That's real close. 55 is too far. 56 is too far. 46 is too far. 45 is too far. 42 is too far. 35 feet. Ooh, we're getting closer there, Magnetic. It's closer than that, though. 32 is still not right. It's very close to the right answer, though. Isaac is not right with 51. No, not 41, not 49, not 32, not 27, not 36. 31 is the answer. Nako the Nacho got it. 31-foot shot by Iron Man Morris Peterson in Raptors history. That crazy shot where the Wizards threw the ball up in the air and somehow Morris got it before the time ran out, and he threw it. He just lofted and he made it. That was an amazing shot. Morris Peterson's 31-foot shot heave to win the game, and Nako got the number right first. 31, baby. That's right. Make sure you guys are live on the chat. Hit that live button. Randolph Phillips. That's right. All right, here we go, guys. Question number 4. All right, and these are going to be kind of how the questions are going to go for a little while here. Who hit a game-winning shot against the Sixers on May the 12th, 2019? Full name answers. Who hit a game-winning shot against the Sixers on May the 12th, 2019? I wonder who that was. Kawhi Leonard is right, Nako. Nako's coming in with a vengeance today. He is not messing around. He's got 3 out of the 4 questions today. And he's on it. You go on then, young Gerald, and get yourself some trivia points today. That's right. You get on it, Nako. The Nacho, he ain't messing around with no nachos today. That's right. All right, guys. Who hit a game winner in a game in Los Angeles on March the 8th, 2000? Who hit a game winner in Los Angeles on March the 8th, 2000? 2000. Yeah, that's going to be the big clue is the date, the year. If you can figure it out from that time period in your Raptors history, you may be able to get this easier. That's right. Marcus Camby. That's a good guess. It's not Marcus. Marcus wasn't on the team at this point, I don't think. Morris Peterson is not right, Isaac. It's a good guess. Alvin Williams is a fantastic guess. Magnetic knowledge, but it is not right either. So, yeah, who would it be around that time in 2000? Who do you guys think it would be? Let's don't overthink this, guys. Come on now. Let's not overthink this. And it was against the Clippers. It was not against the Lakers. It was in LA, but it was against the Clippers. It's not Muggsy. It's not Alvin. It's not Andrea. It's Vince Carter. That's right. It's not Doug Christie. It's Vince Carter. Fiercely got it. It is Vince Carter. That was the game winner against the Clippers that he hit on that date on March the 8th. March the 8th. Yeah, Vince Carter is the right answer. Trevor, I see you. I see you. Not Chris Bosh. Nope, not Bargnani. Nope. All right, next question. Who hit a game winner in Washington? Seems like a lot of our game winners have been against the Wizards on November the 28th, 2015. Who hit a game winner against the Wizards for the Raptors on November the 28th, 2015? Yeah, in 2015. Ooh, what Raptor would you do that at that point in time in Raptors history? Which Raptor hit a game winner against the Wizards? Please don't Google. If you can, just try and go off your knowledge of the Raptors, and we'll get there. Jonas Valanciunas is not right. Kyle Lowry is not right. Good guesses, though. They are pertaining to that time. DeMar DeRozan is not correct also. That's a very good guess also. Yeah, Wayne Strainer, good to see you, sir. I will caution you to full name answer it. Full name answer, please, sir. Please, full name answer. It's interesting. Y'all are on things now. Your names are different in the chat today. It's weird. OG Anunoby is not right. I think OG hadn't been on the team yet, Nako. That was maybe a year before he got drafted to us. I think we drafted him 2016 or 17, something like that. Terrence Ross is a good guess. It's not Ross. It's not Siakam, guys. Let's just say this guy is one of the only players in Raptors history to represent the city numerology-wise. Yeah, numerology-wise. He represented Toronto numerology-wise. And if you know that clue, then you'll get it right away. He not only represented Toronto numerology-wise, he represented it from being here. That's right. Fred VanVleet is not right. Corey Joseph is right. Fiercely figured it out from my clues just now. That's the number 6. Corey Joseph hit the game winner for the Raptors on November the 28th, 2015 against the Wizards. Yeah, we have a history of game winners against the Wizards. We really do. Yeah, magnetic in the 6. That's right, baby. The 6 in the 6 was Corey Joseph, and nobody else will ever wear that number because that number is retired league-wide for Bill Russell at this point. That's right. Delano Banton. No, that's 45 bucks, my guy. That's too late. I mean, Delano did not come then. That's right. All right, who hit a game winner in Washington once again against the Wizards on March the 28th, 2000? Who hit a game winner in March the 28th, 2000 for the Raptors? That's right. That's right. Damn, Nako don't play. Yeah, Morris Peterson is not right. Infamous. Good morning to you, sir. Morris Peterson is not correct, guys. Who hit the game winner for the Raptors in Washington on March the 28th, 2000? Marcus Camby? Nope. Chris Bosh, what are you doing, Isaac Campbell? 2000? Danielle Marshall? No. Seymour Paper, good to see you, sir. Sheriff's tapping in from that Alberta region out there. Terrence Ross is not right. Trevor J, it's a good guess. Alvin Williams is not right. Andrea Bagnani is not right. I will say this, the man who hit the game winner is on my screen in some sort of form behind me, and the display behind me. If you can pick out who people are behind me, you can pick one of them, and that will be the person. Tony Parker. What? Tony Parker don't play for the Raptors? What are you doing here? Charles Oakley's right. Fiercey figured it out. She said, who's behind Lex? Well, there's Charles Oakley. And that's right. Charles Oakley did hit the game winner for the Raptors against the Wizards on March the 28th, 2000. That's right. Next. All right. Next bus. Next. This guy's totally loopy. Next. Y'all remember that show? Next. That was a messed up show. I'm going to tell you right now. That was a crazy ass rejection show. Crazy ass show. Next. We got a bus full of people. We're just going to start unloading dates on you. Next. Next. Seymour saying hi to Eye Candy. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, here we go. Question number 8, guys. About halfway through. What Canadian hit a game winner against the Raptors on December the 11th, 1996? What Canadian hit a game winner to beat the Raptors on December the 11th, 1996? Full name answer, please. What Canadian did it? Steve Nash? Was Steve Nash the one who killed the Raptors that day and beat them at that point? No, it wasn't Steve Nash, guys. It wasn't Steve Nash. Formerly the greatest Canadian player in basketball history. No, it was not Steve Nash. But yeah, there's a Canadian. There weren't a lot of Canadians in the league around then. Tristan Thompson did not play in the NBA in 1996. No. Rick Fox is right. Isaac figured it out. It is Rick Fox. The former husband of Vanessa Williams. Rick Fox is right, man. That's it right there. Seymour saying Alex Antetokounmpo signed with the Bucks, naming history's first time 3 brothers on the same team. Well, they really got to, the Bucks are going to be bad, and they really want to make Giannis happy. So Alex is there now. Now, is he really on the team? Come on now. Is he really on the team? Come on now. Oh, next. All right, here we go. All right, guys, who hit a game winner against the Suns on January the 17th, 2019? Who hit the game winner? This one you guys should get right away. This one's a famous one. Who hit the game winner against the Suns on January the 17th, 2019? Yeah, Kyle Lowry's not right. Pascal Siakam is right. Nako is coming with the vengeance today. He is coming to get some trivia today. It is Pascal. That's right. Giannis and his cheerleading squad. I'm telling you, they really need to try and retain him. And so it's like, look, we'll put your aunt on the team if you'll stay in Milwaukee. Your aunt wants to play? Yeah, come on down, Mrs. Antetokounmpo. Come on in. Let's see your vertical leap. Yeah, they would put his aunt on the team if they're going to try and keep him. I'm telling you, Magnetic, you got it, but you're a little late. First one in will get it. It is Pascal Siakam. Good job, guys. All right, here we go. Next one. Who hit the game winner in Orlando on January 24th, 2013? Who hit the game winner for the Raptors in Orlando on January the 24th, 2013? Who was that? 2013 Orlando game winner, Raptors. Who was it? Olagawan? No! DeMar DeRozan is right. Damn, Nako's on it, man. Nako, you better not have any kind of page open, and you're just cheating. This is not an open book test. This is supposed to be off of Raptor fans' general knowledge that they already have acquired. If you have a page open, I don't think he does, though. I think he just made an educated guess, and he got the right one. You're on your phone on a bus. There's no way he's doing research, Adriana. There's no way that he's Jabba the Hutt. There's no way, Adriana. I'll tell you all about this story real quick. If Gerald doesn't next me, well, he kind of did next me already. There's Adriana plays Tuesday trivia with her social group on Tuesday nights. And there's somebody in the group that always asks, I need more time, because they're Googling the answers. And she hates this person. She's like, they're cheating. She told the host, they're cheating. And not only that, this lady wears really inappropriate low-cut outfits where you catch everything that's going on there. Now, some of y'all may be like, where's this trivia? Let me get in there right now. But I tell you right now, Adriana, them call her, they call her Jabba. It's kind of messed up, man. But like, look, she's cheating on Google with their trivia. So I get that. I get that right there. Yeah. I trust Gerald because I know if he's on a bus on his way to work, that man's not trying to look this shit up. He just said DeMar DeRozan. That's right. ASAP Rocky. ASAP. All right, let's go. Who hit a game winner in Houston on December the 20th, 2006? Yeah, he's on the way to the gym. Okay, you're not going to work. You're going to the gym. Get buff. Buff it up, Naco the Nacho. I like that, man. Some buff Naco the Nacho. That's right. All right, who hit the game winner in Houston, Texas on December the 20th, 2006? Chris Bosh is not right. Jose Calderon is not right. Yeah, 2 for 1, cheating and showing. I know. It's messed up, man. It is inappropriate. And it's gross. Let's just put it that way. TJ Ford is right. Isaac got it. Isaac knows this period of Raptors, I guess. TJ Ford did hit that. That's right. Adriana saying an epilepsy social group, and this lady just in her late 50s and doesn't want to wear bras. Yeah. Adriana, was I out of pocket bringing up that story? I felt like it was apropos to what was going on right now, and it just felt like a good story. Next! All right, who hit the game winner against the Wizards once again? Against the Wizards. It's like 5 of the game winners in the Raptors history are like against the Wizards. Who hit a game winner against the Wizards on April the 5th, 2021? Who hit the game winner on there? Yeah, we don't know the lady. It's all good. Yeah, it's not good to make fun of somebody, but if they're cheating and they're kind of gross and they ain't getting the picture, sometimes public shaming is important to get people. Anyway, Scotty Barnes is not right. Justin Champagny is not right. Fred VanVleet is not right. You guys are on the right area. DeAndre Bembry, points, man. Magnetic points. Seriously, that's pretty cool, man, that you thought is Bembry. No, it wasn't Bembry, guys. It wasn't VanVleet. It wasn't Champagny. It wasn't Scotty Barnes. Who hit that game winner against the Wizards on April the 5th, 2021? This game was in Toronto. It wasn't in Washington. And they hit a game winner in 2021. Who would that be? OG Anunoby? No, it wasn't OG. It was Gary Trent. But Nako, you fucked up because there's 2 Gary Trents that played for the Raptors. So you better tell me which one it is, bro. That's a half-ass right there. Gary Trent Jr., Seagull. Adriana, this is where we give it back to Isaac on the first part of the trivia. Isaac's going to Seagull this from you, man. That's right. That's just how it is, man. You can't do that. You can't go Gary Trent, bro. That's Shaq of the Mac and his offspring. And in some ways, you can say Gary Trent in there, but I mean, like Gary Trent Sr. played for the Raptors. Come on now. That's right. That was a Seagull right there. You got a Trent Jr. gold and black jersey. You got that. Oh, you got that City Edition. Nice. That OVO. Sorry, Nako. You're just so dominating today in the trivia. I got to get Isaac back on this one. He Seagulled that one. He came right in and Seagulled it. It's hilarious. Yeah, Adrian, you saying, I guess Isaac. Sorry, Nako. Yeah, that's right. That's just because Nako went Alagawan. And I let him get that one. Nins is here. Just got here. How late am I? I don't know. There's 5, 6 more questions. You've got some chances here. Maybe I'll bullshit for a second here on this. For a second, it's like, this is funny. We're talking about seagulling yesterday. The term seagulling that we use on this channel. My friend Chris came over here and saw me. And he started telling me a story yesterday. He's like, hey, Lex, remember when we worked at Pizza at Ontario Place behind the Cinesphere in the summers of 2000 and 1999? Well, you remember that time when I gave that pizza slice to that little kid and the seagull came and took it from him? I was like, yeah, Chris, I remember that story very well. I remember that story so well that I've made that a term on my YouTube channel, that we use the term seagulling for stealing the answer from somebody on our trivia because of that incident that we witnessed when we were working at Pizza behind the Cinesphere at Ontario Place in the summer of 2000 or 1999, whichever one it was. So he's actually really was surprised. He's like, whoa, wait, you used the term seagulling because of that story? I'm like, yeah. And there's people actually carrying it on and pushing it forth. Like, who knows? Maybe there are Raptor freaks out there in their everyday life saying, yeah, you seagulled me, bro. Why are you seagulling me? You can make it into the vernacular. So Chris was like, whoa. Seagulling. Yeah. So there you go. That you blew him away that we're using that term, man. It's kind of funny. Yeah. Fiercely saying we keep breaking Washington's hearts with game winners. It may be just kind of uh, because Washington's the team that they are, and they're not excellent, and they're easy to go get a game winner against. Maybe it's something like that. I don't know. It's like that. Yeah. Yeah. He started on time. I did start on time today. Yeah, and I didn't let y'all see the stream until a second before. All right, here we go, guys. Question number 13. Let's next. Stop storming. Stop storming. All right, here we go. Who hit a game winner in Orlando on September the 3rd, 2020? Now think about that one. It was in Orlando. It was September the 3rd. September the 3rd? What the fuck is that, Lex? September the 3rd? Oh, 2020? September 3rd, 2020 in Orlando. Yeah, it was OG Anunoby. Raptor Freak James coming in to get that. That's the famous OG shot. Of course. That was a big game winner for the Raptors. OG Anunoby for 3. I don't shoot to miss. That's right. Next. No Malachi. What the fuck are you doing, Malachi Flynn? What are you doing, Nako? You get negative trivia points. Sorry. Chris Boucher. That's going to be right. No, but it is OG. OG, we know that one. All right, guys, here's a really interesting question. One of the GROATs, DeMar DeRozan, got his second and third game-winning shots with the Bulls around what holiday? What holiday did DeMar DeRozan get his second and third game winners in his career on the Bulls? This was a very famous thing that he did. It was around Christmas. No, it wasn't around Christmas, guys. It wasn't around Christmas. You're close. It wasn't technically Christmas. Not Thanksgiving either. Nope. No, it wasn't Thanksgiving. Martin Luther King Day? No, it wasn't that either. No. Which Thanksgiving? Y'all are half-assing. Which Thanksgiving? Easter. No, it's not Easter. It's not Easter, guys. No. It's amazing what he did, honestly. Halloween? No, it's not Halloween, guys. New Year's Day is right. Fiercely got it. It's New Year's. It was New Year's. On New Year's Eve of 2021, DeMar went out and got his game winner on New Year's Eve, and then they made them play a back-to-back like they did to the Raptors a couple years ago, where they have to play on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, the Bulls. And guess what? He rang in the new year on New Year's Day with his second game winner 2 days in a row. 2 different years. Nobody talks about this accomplishment for DeMar DeRozan, that this man got a two-game streak on game winners across 2 years. He did it on New Year's Eve, and then he did it on New Year's Day in consecutive days. And listen, this is a crazy thing, guys. There's only like 850 game winners registered in the NBA right now. There's not like these things grow on trees. And the fact that DeMar, who's only got 3 in his career, the one with the Raptors and these 2, he did it on a New Year's Day and a New Year's Eve. Isn't that crazy, man? I thought that was so cool. Fiercely got it. All right, 3 more questions, guys, and we'll be done. Who hit a game winner in Boston on March the 1st, 2000? Full name answer. Who hit a game winner for the Raptors in Boston on March the 1st, 2000? That's right. Who was it? Kyle Lowry? No, that's before Kyle. It's before Pascal, guys. Day of the Dead? You guys are talking about that? Jamal Shedd's game winner should count. I agree with that. Fred VanVleet is not right. DeMar DeRozan is not right. Vince Carter is right. Nako is on it today. It is another Vince Carter game winner, guys, is that answer. It is Vince Carter. They hit that game winner in Boston that day. Yeah, next. Okay, next. All right. What Raptors legend hit a game winner for the Hornets on March the 23rd, 2004? What Raptors legend hit a game winner for the Hornets on March 23rd, 2004? Olajuwon? No. Del Curry. That's a good guess. It's not Del. Alvin Williams is not right. We got to think about guys who played for the Hornets and were Raptors also. That's why Del Curry is a good answer, but Alvin Williams is not. Alvin Williams is not a good answer, but Del Curry is a good answer. I mean, there's a couple of crossovers between the Hornets and the Raptors. If you can figure out who they are. Kyle Lowry is not right. Walt Williams is not right either. Yeah, no, Walt Williams wasn't Donovan Marshall. No, not Danielle Marshall. Muggsy Bogues is a great guess. It's not right. Magnetic, it's not right. This one's a little tough. I wanted to make them kind of tough. Hey, Alonzo Mourning is not right. What Raptors legend playing for the Hornets got the game-winning shot on March the 23rd, 2004? It's not Alonzo. That's funny you said that because that counts. It could have been Alonzo, but it's not Alonzo. It's not Marcus Camby either. Yeah, would I say Raptors legend for Alonzo Mourning? Come on now. Trevor J thinks it's Dylan Wright. You mean DeLon Wright? No, DeLon Wright, that's way before DeLon Wright. We're talking about in 2004. 2004. Charles Oakley is not right. Charles Oakley never played for the Hornets. Jose Calderon is not right. Isaac Campbell put me on blast there. I see that. No, you guys got to think out of the box here a little bit. You've said Dell. You've said Muggsy. These are both Hornets that were Raptors. But there's another guy who was a Raptor who was kind of a prominent Hornet that we're not thinking about right now. When you guys hear it, you're going to be like, oh, of course, it's that person. Jose Calderon, Antonio Davis, no. Jalen McDaniels, no. Mighty Mouse, Damon Stoudemire, no, it's not Damon. It's not Damon. Yeah, it's somebody that's still very involved with the Raptors. And I'll do his Instagram stories probably in the next half hour. If I do my Instagram stories, I'll probably go over his Instagram stories. Probably. Maybe. I do most days. Matt Boner. Whoa. We already got Grady Dick. What are you trying to do here? Alvin Williams? No, it's not Alvin. Alvin played for Portland and the Raptors and maybe one other team. I forget which one. Let's see. Mo Peterson is not right. Well, you spelled it wrong. You're so close, Wayne. All right, Adriana, you got a rule on this. He's technically got the last name wrong. And Fiercey's got it right. So it's up to Adriana on the call. You want Wayne Strainer or you want MJ on this one? You can go girl power and be a stickler on McGuire because Jamal McGuire is not Jamal McGlure. And that is the answer. The answer is Jamal McGlure. Our community ambassador, Jamal McGlure, hit the game winner for the Hornets on 2004. Adriana, you stepped away. Girl power rules is what Wayne's saying. Girl power rules. I don't know. It's tough, man, because also Fiercey put the second A in his first name. And she spelled it exactly right. That's exactly how you spell his name. I don't know. This is tough. I'm going to go 50-50, guys. Since Adriana's not here, I'm going to give Wayne half the points, and I'm going to give Fiercey the other half. So we'll do it that way. All right. So, yeah, equality. How about that? Equality. All right, last question. Tuesday trivia. It's all right, Adriana. I understand. You got to take care of your elderly grandmother and your double duty. Yeah. We knew he meant it. You want him to have it? You know what? Look at that. Fiercey's benevolent. That's what we need more in this. Fiercey's leading the trivia by a lot of points. And she's like, you know what? It's cool. Don't worry about it. Next. All right, last question, guys. Who hit a game winner over the Celtics on January the 6th, 2022? Who hit a game winner over the Celtics on January the 6th, 2022? January 6th? Who hit a game winner against the Celtics on January 6th, 2022? Scotty Barnes? No, it wasn't Scotty. Jacoby Walter? No, it wasn't Jacoby. It wasn't Scotty. Fred VanVleet? No, it wasn't Freddie. I didn't totally. This is a trick question. In some ways, you might get mad at me after this one. OG Anunoby's not right. No. Let's just say this is a Raptor. The answer is the Raptor, but he may not have been on the Raptors when he hit the shot. Let's just put it that way. Delano Banton is not right. OG Anunoby is not right. OG's the closest answer, though, for certain reasons. Let's just put it that way. OG is the closest answer. Justin Champagne's not right. Nope. Who hit a game winner against the Celtics on January the 6th, 2022? I did not say he's a Raptor. Siakam for the Pacers at that time? Nope. It wasn't Siakam. It was not Siakam. Nope. Achua? That's an interesting guess. It's not Precious. Magnetic knowledge. It is not Precious. So who would it be? DeMar DeRozan? Kawhi Leonard? Nope. Neither one of those guys. Garrett Temple? That's an interesting guess. That's the way to think about it. Double down on CJ Miles. That's an interesting one. It's not CJ. It's not Maliki. Maliki. Hell no. Isaac, what are you doing? Where did you get any right today? Mike off, mark off, mark off. Alaguan. Yeah, Alaguan's your answers. Jacapel. No. Norman Powell. No. DeLon Wright. Nah. Gary Trent Jr. Nah. No. You got 3. I know. You keep saying Malachi, you might get 2. Let's just say this. This is a current Raptor. The answer is a current Raptor. Who hit a game winner against the Celtics on January the 6th, 2022? Yeah, you stole plus a stolen one. You got a stolen one? Oh, yeah, because no, it wasn't really stolen. You just did. RJ Barrett's right. Look at that. Nako figured it out. RJ Barrett, when he was on the Knicks, hit a game winner over the Celtics on January the 6th, 2022. So RJ is the right answer. That's right. Done. Okay. No next. Done. Done. All right. I'll add up all the totals from today's trivia, and I'll put up the new standings for the trivia this after the show. So yeah, we'll go on to the next stuff. All right. Fiercey has something she wants to talk to me about. We'll have to see what it is. I've got an interesting article on ESPN this morning that I want to go over. That's very interesting. In some ways, it's kind of like, okay, you guys are hypocrites. You're kind of full of shit. Seriously. Kevin Pelton has done something interesting. Kaz is here. Good morning, Lex from Raptor Free Crew. Good morning to you, Trucker Kaz. Hope you had a fantastic family Thanksgiving this weekend. I was awesome, man. I went and got my chicken, and I went home, and all of a sudden, my friend Pizza Chris just showed up out of the blue and hung out with me and had dinner with me. So I actually had Thanksgiving dinner with one of my best friends yesterday, just out of the blue. I had no idea he was coming, and he just showed up and hung out with me for a couple hours yesterday. It was really, really nice to see Chris. And that's when I was talking about seagulling with him. Seagulling with him. Yeah, good job, everyone. I'm out. Have a lovely day. Yeah, Adriana, I wish you well, and I hope everything is smooth and nice at your house and everything that you have to do. That's what I say about that. That's right. All right, so ESPN put out an article this morning. Kevin Pelton is the author. And basically the premise of the article is that the ESPN people have simulated the NBA season, and they've released the results of the simulation. And it's crazy. I'm going to go over it for a sec. Before I forget, there was a game yesterday, Timberwolves versus a Chinese team with Oladipo and Kaminsky. It's not even on the NBA YouTube page. Interesting. So you saying that they didn't show the Chinese game? Are they in China or something like that? I don't know. That's interesting. They got Kaminsky? So Frank Kaminsky circled around. He's on the Timberwolves right now? Interesting. And Oladipo is healthy and trying to come back too. That's interesting. I bet they beat that Chinese team. I bet they did. Magnetic saying, this was fun. Got a nap before work. I'll be back in the future shows for sure. Happy Thanksgiving. A belated goodbye for now, y'all. Hey, no problem, Magnetic. Always great to see new names. If you're an old name, a new name from an old name, if you're somebody who's been on the channel, if you haven't, you just came in and found us today, welcome. And we look forward to interacting with you more in the future on days when you can come in. Of course, tomorrow we're going to do a preview for the game against the Celtics tomorrow. So we'll be going over the refs and all the latest lineup news for the game against the Celtics. Yeah, but salute, man, and thanks for playing, man. It was fun. Trevor J saying, you are the books you read, the movies you watch, the people you spend time with, the conversation you engage in. Choose wisely what you feed your mind. Man, this is really poignant, man. Seriously, there's a lot of people out there trying to influence brains in all kinds of weird ways with social media and just propaganda and just crazy stuff. And it's true. You know, some people get saturated in violent worlds with violent video games, violent TV shows, violent this, violent that. Some people get saturated with other kinds of things that are just not good, like propaganda and things like that. This is true. You know, much like we feed our stomachs with food, we feed our heads with information and what we put our attention to. So try to be very cognizant and aware of what you're feeding yourself mentally by the things that you ingest. And if you're just on autopilot, just letting stuff come in, well, you're getting influenced on ways that you don't even realize. So it's important for you to be cognizant of the forces out there that may be trying to influence you in different ways. And understand that if you're aware of it, then you can have control over it. In some ways, that's important. That's right. Thank you, Trevor J, for your words of wisdom. That's right. If you're just saying, see ya to Magnetic. Sorry, Lex, I needed to be more precise. Oladipo and Frank Kaminsky are on the Chinese team. The name is too complicated to write. Oh, wow. Okay, well, that makes sense. Frank had his shot with us. He got hurt. He had a kid, and then he was gone from Raptors 905 mysteriously all of a sudden. And well, I guess he's found his way over to China at this point. And Oladipo, that makes sense also because he's been hurt for a few years now, and he really did try and come back last year, but it didn't work out, his NBA comeback. So he's over in China now. That's very interesting, Fiercey, that those guys are playing there right now. So they say Magnetic saying, watching the show a while now, but I haven't been active in the chat. Deuces, people, Lex and Raptors fan. There you go, man. There you go. That's my guy. All right, Magnetic. Well, I appreciate you, man. This is like he's saying, long time listener, first time caller. And I like that. I like that, man. Anybody who watches me later in the day, if you are able to get on live with us, man, it's always nice to meet some of the people that have been kind of participating in the channel and we just aren't aware of. Seriously. So much respect, Magnetic. And actually, you know what? I'm going to give you a dunk, man. I'm going to give you a dunk. You're getting a dunk, man, because now that I know you're here, I can put you on the dunk list and we can start giving you dunks, man, for you know how it works. You've been watching. That's right. Magnetic. I'm just going to put him in as Magnetic. And you got your first dunk, man. So respect, man. Respect. I hope you have a fantastic day. Fiercely saying Wolves beat the Long Lions 134 to 74. Dang. 60-point win. Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing, Fiercey. Lex, what when doing the trivia research, do you recall who has the most game winners in NBA history? Yeah, you guys want to see a really cool page? I'll show you where I got most of my information for this today. It's on Basketball Reference, and it has all of the game winners in NBA history listed, and they're in there. And you can see the Raptors have 10. The Raptors have 10 technically in the history of the NBA, and this is between regular season and playoffs. They may have other ones and things like the exhibition of the preseason stuff. But yeah, to see who has the most, I think Michael Jordan. I think Michael Jordan has quite a few. I think he has like 9. I think I think that's right. Let me just look through here. Iguodala has 5. Andre Iguodala has 5. That's crazy. Let me get my glasses. In some ways, man, I need them now. It's crazy. I can't see very well. Let's see. All right, yeah, Iguodala's got 5. Bill Laimbeer has 4. I'm only going to say people that have 4 or more on the list. Bill Laimbeer has 4. Carl Braun, that's way old. That's in the 50s. Carl Braun. Barkley's got 3. Charles Barkley's got 3. Chuck Person's got 4. That's interesting. Like, see if anybody's got 5 or more. Lillard's only got 4. Damian Lillard's got 4. You'd think Lillard, Dame time, he'd have more than 4, but he's got 4. DeRozan's got 3. Derek Fisher's got 3. Derek Rose only has 2, guys. Devin Booker has 3. Dirk Nowitzki got 3 in his career. Dwayne Wade has 5. So it looks like Wade has 5 of them on here. That may be the most so far. Let me see. Gilbert Arenas has 5. That's kind of funny. Olajuwon's got 3. Harrison Barnes has 4, guys. That's crazy. Harrison Barnes has 4 game winners. Stackhouse has 4. Jerry West has 4. Jimmy Butler has 3. Oh, Joe Johnson. That's right. Joe Johnson was known for this. He's got 8. Joe Johnson has 8 game winners. 8 game winners. John Stockton has 5. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar only has 3, y'all. Kawhi's only got 2, guys. He's got the shot for us, and then he got one for the Clippers earlier this year on March the 9th. But Kawhi's only got 2, technically. Garnett's got 5. Kevin Garnett's got 5. Kobe's got 8. So Kobe's got 8 like Joe Johnson. Kobe's got 8. Larry Bird, 4. Only 4 for Larry Bird. Okay, LeBron's got 8 also. So it's looking like LeBron, Kobe, 8 game winners. Luka's got 3. Magic Johnson's got 3. Michael Jordan has 9. So he does beat Kobe. He does beat LeBron. He's got 9 game winners. Michael Jordan. I think that's the most. I think Michael Jordan has the most game winners, and it's 9. Paul Pierce has 7. That's interesting. Reggie Miller only got 2. Robert Horry has 3 officially. Rudy Gay has 4, guys. Rudy Gay's got 4 game winners. None of them for us. SGA's only got 2 so far. Tim Duncan's got 3. It's interesting to see. So I think it's Jordan. Jordan's got 9, man. Vince Carter's got 5. Vince Carter had 5 in his career. He got 2 with the Raptors, 2 with the Nets, 1 with Dallas. Yeah, so that's what he got. 2 with Raptors, 2 with Nets, 1 with the Mavericks. Vince with 5. Wilt Chamberlain only has 3. So it's Michael. Michael has 9. Michael has 9, man. Yeah, it's crazy. It's pretty cool. All right, actually, leave him on, Lex. All right, let's go look at Kevin Pelton's article on ESPN this morning. So he simulated the whole entire season, right? And he wanted to see who would win, right? But there's some really hypocritical things happening here. So let's see. I'm going to go to the part that makes sense to me. All right, first he did the NBA Cup, right? The in-season tournament. And he found that the Celtics will win the in-season tournament over the Trailblazers in the final. That doesn't sound right at all. Like, what the fuck is this simulation? The Celtics are going to win the in-season tournament on a down year without Tatum against the Trailblazers in the finals? Does that make any sense? That sounds like a whack simulation if they think the Celtics will win in-season tournament against the Trailblazers in the finals. That don't sound right to me. Does it sound right to y'all? All right, so they're doing standings at certain points of the season and all the teams. And this is interesting because they got the NBA standings in the Eastern Conference through Christmas. And they got the Magic on top of the Eastern Conference with 18-8 record. The Hawks are second. The Miami Heat are third. That sounds crazy to me. There's no way the Miami Heat are going to be 17-9 by Christmas. I'm saying that right now. Milwaukee 17-10. That's crazy too. Boston 16-10. That's crazy. But guess who's in number 7 or 6? Number 6 in the Eastern Conference. They have us ranked number 6 in the Eastern Conference, the Raptors, with a 16-11 record at Christmas. The simulation put it through and said the Raptors with Brandon Ingram is going to be the 6th best team in the Eastern Conference. We're above the Knicks. We're above the Pacers. We're above the Cavs. Isn't that crazy? That's kind of cool. ESPN, you're telling on yourself. The Raptors will have a 59% winning record at Christmas, according to their simulation. I don't mind this. Now, listen, it gets better. Now, through All-Star break, what is the record going to be then? Well, the Magic are still at the top of the Eastern Conference, according to the simulation. But the Knicks have risen up to 2nd. The Pacers have risen up to 3rd. The Cavaliers have risen up to 4th. And the Bucks are 5th. The Hawks are 6th. And the Raptors fall to 7th with a 30-25 record by the time we get to All-Star break with a 55% winning percentage. So the ESPN simulations putting us as a playoff team is the 7th best team. Now, next, we get to April. Where does it simulate us for April? We jumped up another spot back to 6th. 6th best team in the East. Orlando, New York, Atlanta, Indiana, Cleveland, Toronto. 41-34 at that point with a 55% winning percentage still. So the ESPN simulation saying the Raptors are going to have a good record. Now, the final standings, where do we finish in the Eastern Conference according to ESPN simulation that Kevin Pelton put out? Number 1, Orlando Magic. Number 2, New York Knicks. Number 3, Atlanta Hawks. Number 4, Indiana Pacers. Number 5, Raptors. The ESPN simulation that Kevin Pelton did, which honestly is a joke, but still, the simulations put in all the stats and stuff, is saying the Raptors are going to finish 5th in the Eastern Conference. That's not going with whatever y'all and Bleacher Report are saying about your predictions. You put us at 23rd. Why did the computer simulation put us at 5th above teams like the Bucks and the Cavs and the Heat and the Bills and the Celtics and the Sixers? In fact, they see the Celtics ending up below 500 on here. The Celtics end up 40-42 at the end of the season with a losing record. Yeah, I think there's some scientificness on the Western side. They say Golden State's going to be the number 1 team, Oklahoma City 2nd, and Denver 3rd. But they have Memphis 4th. That's a joke right there. There's no way Memphis is going to be 4th. No way. But yeah, ESPN's own damn simulation says Raptors 5th in the East. Not only that, guys, they predict the playoffs. And it's kind of crazy what they say happens there. We're in the first round. We do not have to play in the play-in. And we play in the first round as the 5th seed against the Pacers, right? That's our matchup in this simulation. We play the Pacers in the first round and we beat them 4-3. That's what ESPN says. The ESPN simulation has us winning 46 games for the season and winning the first round against the Pacers, but losing in the second round to the Orlando Magic, who in ESPN simulation win the championship. Paulo and Franz and the Magic win the championship in the simulation in the finals against the Warriors. Isn't this crazy? It's like you motherfuckers are gaslighting us, saying this and this. And then your computer comes out and says Raptors 5th place in the Eastern Conference and they get past the first round. Isn't that crazy? Yes, this is what, like, this is, you know what this is? This is just like Elon with his AI. I'm going to go type in stuff. What is a fascist? And then it shows a picture of Elon. And he's like, whoa, wait a second. I didn't program you to do that. AI is supposed to be what I want it to say, right? No, AI is going to come and get the information and put it from what it is. And if you don't like what it is, well, I'm sorry. That's just how it is. That's the simulation. That's the AI. That's the AI. Oh, I'm going to type in a question. What is a Nazi? Oh, it's Donald Trump and Elon Musk. I don't want it to answer that. That's AI. It's just doing what it does. It's going through the pipelines of the inner tubes. And that's what it decided, man. It's crazy. Isn't that crazy, y'all? I think it's so crazy. Fiercely saying, I don't know if anyone mentioned, but Paul Pierce recently arrested for DUI last week. Yeah, I feel bad for that guy, man. Seriously, bro, you've had a charmed life. You've had amazing things in your life. You have everything that you could desire, and you're still so miserable. What the fuck is wrong with you, Paul Pierce? Seriously, there's something you need to go talk to somebody about. You're obviously in a place where DeMar DeRozan could help you. Seriously. Because nobody's destroying their lives when they got all the riches and fame that they could ever have, unless they are dealing with something internally, personally, that's sad and makes them drink to the point where they're getting in trouble like this. Yeah, he already got in trouble for his drinking. He's already butted into it destroying his life when he lost his ESPN job in that crazy booty party that he had live on social media, drunk off his ass, and didn't even know he was doing it. And he got fired from ESPN for it. Well, now you're drinking and driving, you get a DUI. This is, these are signs that you have a drinking problem, Paul Pierce. That's what this is. And you can have ego and you have pride about it and say, no, I don't have a problem, Raptor Streak. No, you do, because it's affecting your life in bad ways right now. And I honestly, as an alcoholic myself, I want you to go get help, because when I was butting my head into the trouble because of my drinking, there was a message that I had to get loud and clear, that you cannot keep going like this. And that is something he's probably deliberating right now. You know what I'm saying? He's deliberating something right now. Fiercely saying Celtics to win the IST. Oh, yeah. Isn't that insane? They don't got Jason Tatum. We've seen their team. We're going to beat their ass again tomorrow. And they're undersized. There's no way. It's like, man, some of it is like, man, I want to believe all the Raptors stuff, but in some ways it's like, the rest of this is so far-fetched. Orlando is going to be the champion this year. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. That's right. Yeah. Houston, Denver, the Blazers will get to the end of the in-season tournament. How? I don't get that either. Yeah. Trevor J saying Miami Atlanta game was nice. Atlanta come back and win in the end. Preseason. Yeah. Fiercely saying ESPN simulation more reliable and credible than the actual ESPN so-called analysts. I think so. I think that the simulation does not have a bias towards the Toronto Raptors, and it's just putting the information through the system. We're 5th place in the Eastern Conference when that happens. Yeah, I think that's very interesting that they put this out and this says this. It's kind of crazy. Wayne saying this simulation is limited human decision-making, hence a bit more honesty. Yeah, I mean, if they're going to say the stats don't lie, facts don't lie, if AI is factual and it's actually correct and helpful to people and it's not giving misinformation, it's going to have to give tough facts to people that they won't want to see. And yeah, I mean, people that are the MAGA may be putting information into AI and getting answers that they didn't think they would. I thought we were God-fearing Christians and we're on the right side. Nope. AI is telling you guys you're the Nazis. Trevor J saying Blue Jays are down 2-0. Yeah, I was really sad to hear that the Blue Jays did not beat the Mariners yesterday, and that it wasn't a close game. This was a bad one, and this was tough for Blue Jays fans to sit through. And I heard that Fox Sports was really showing the agony of the Blue Jays on TV last night, the fans. It's tough, man. Like I said, I don't want to believe that the Mariners just have our postseason number. This is just like the Raptors and the Bucks in the NBA. We just have Milwaukee's number. When we got them in the postseason, we kicked their ass. They've never beaten us in the postseason. And these kind of situations can develop between two franchises in their sport where, we just don't beat this team. And I don't want that for the Blue Jays. I want them to get that out of there and say, yeah, we are coming back and we're beating the Mariners. But it's tough. They got to go to Seattle. I know they're not playing today. They're going to travel and they'll play tomorrow or something, maybe. The next 3 games are in Seattle. So it's like the Mariners have to win 2 out of those 3 games and then the series is over. So the Blue Jays have got to win 2 out of the 3 games in Seattle to get a chance to come back to Toronto and get 2 more games here. So, yeah, it's a tough situation. You never want to be down 0-2, especially after the first 2 games were in your home field and you lost both of them. It's really bad. Fiercely saying, Lex, when will the decision be made in respect to who will Darko keep on the roster? Right after the last preseason game? Yeah. Yeah, and it may be immediately after. Like we've seen in the past couple years, sometimes Bobby Webster and Masai Ujiri don't wait. They go ahead and cut the guys. So the last game's on Friday against the Nets here in Toronto. So on Friday night around 10, 11 p.m., we may hear about cuts right then. Right then. That may be exactly when Sar and Roddy you're out. Sorry, guys. Thank you for coming. I hope this looks good on your resume. Hope this helps you get somewhere else with what you're doing. We appreciate you coming in and giving your energy and competition to what we're trying to do here. But we no longer need you on the team right now. And that kind of thing will happen on Friday night. If it doesn't happen Friday night after the game, it'll happen on Saturday is when it'll happen then. Yeah. Brian's here. Oh my gosh. Holy crap. What's up, Freak Nation? I'm back from the dead. What happened to you, man? I've been worried about you, seriously, as an individual, just not even about any of the plans we had this summer, Brian. I was more worried about what the hell's going on with him. And I hope that it's not anything like Paul Pierce is having problems with. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, King, it's good to see you return, man. But man, you're like 3 months too late. We didn't get to do that birthday party for you and me. And I'm really sad about that, because I really did want to have that cookout at your house and get together. And in some ways, I don't know what happened to you, man. I called you. I left messages. I tried to get in touch with you for a month and you never responded to me until just now coming in here, Brian. I'm glad you're okay. That's the most important thing. It's just, I do have questions. I'm not gonna lie. Like what happened, man? We did those reactions to the finals. We were set up to have a fantastic Raptor Freak barbecue at your house, and you just fell off the face of the earth, man. Either way, I'm glad you're okay and you're not dead. If you were dead and you're back, oh my gosh, that's crazy. I want to know what happened. You don't have to tell me here. We can talk about it on the phone afterwards or something. Trevor's saying, I want AJ Lawson on the team. I do too. I think that that's the best decision for the Raptors. I really do. All right, hang on. We got a phone call. Let me just see who it is. It's Brian. All right, let's see. Okay, so King, you're on the air. You're on the air with the Raptor Streak.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, whatever time it is for you right now. Just know that you are on Freak Nation with the one and only Raptors Freak, my man, the lyrical Leviathan, Lex. What's up, brother?
Man, I'm serious. I've been so worried about you.
I owe you this call. I owe you this.
Yeah. So you don't have to tell me exactly what happened. You could just say, man, I just was in a bad place, or I was just away. I just had to go through stuff, or I was busy doing this, or I mean, whatever.
I'll just say I had shit to take care of.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Heavy is the head that wears a crown. That's why I'm the king. Right. But yeah, man, I'm glad to see you still doing your thing. Yo, I got some stuff lined up. I'm gonna drop a couple videos this week. Right.
Okay. Cool.
I found I got some inside information as to why Masai was axed.
Oh, very cool. Interesting.
Some real deep inside information that I'm gonna drop. I haven't seen anybody drop the bombshell yet.
Okay.
But I'll drop it.
I'll look forward to it.
So you guys stay tuned for that. Apparently even now Scotty Barnes is following me.
Who? Scotty Barnes is what?
Scotty Barnes is following me. He's reacting to my comments and
Oh,
shit.
that's awesome. That's really good. That's good. Well, we look
Well, I know for
forward
a
to
fact
the
you can.
point coming back, man. I mean, in some ways, like I said, man, I guess the season's starting. This is a good time for you to get back on it. So, yeah.
I'm working on a different format. I'm working on a format where I maybe if you want to jump in,
Yeah, of course.
I'll be live streaming each game as it's being played.
Wow. I don't know if I'll do that, but
unless I'm at the game.
Yeah,
I'm not at the game and I'm at home.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I'll do that, but I don't mind doing like a post game thing like we were doing before for the finals. But I don't know if during the game I may be too busy.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we could do that. Yo, there's so much things that we could do. Right?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Right? I've been gathering up the herd, so let's all get together and work together on some of this.
Okay.
Right, and it's all for you guys out there in Freak Nation. All you guys.
Okay.
All you guys, shout out. Much love to you guys.
Brian, anything else you want to talk about real quick? Because I want to keep going in the chat if we're good.
Okay.
But I'll give you the floor for a sec real quick. What do you have to say to the RFF?
All I have to say is RFF. You know what? You guys keep Let's going. I love it. I love the support for you guys that you guys have for them and for the To The Point family. It's nothing but amazing, especially revolving around our Toronto Raptors, right? And by the way, Drake was drunk when he cut the cake with Adonis. That's all I gotta say.
Okay, all right then. All right, you gonna give us the sign off real quick?
Not a problem.
Thank you,
Not
sir.
a problem. Wherever you are, ladies and gentlemen, just know that you are here on Raptors Freak with the only man, the Raptors Freak, the man, the King of Kensington, the one and only, the lyrical Leviathan, Lex. You guys keep up your support, and you guys support yourself. Show love for each other, show love to the world, and you know what? Show love to everybody, and especially the Toronto Raptors. So on that note, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night, and
peace. Thank you, Brian. And I'm glad he's just okay. I mean, seriously, y'all. I was seriously really worried about King because I just couldn't get him. He wasn't responding or anything, but it's good he showed up and he's checked in with us and he's all right. That's the most important thing in this whole thing is that he's okay. He's okay. All right. Yeah, let's keep going in the chat, man. And let's see. Infamous is here. Salute, freaks. I really appreciate what you said about Scotty yesterday. It was fair and concise. What is the genesis of all the Scotty hate? Where did it all start? I've always been suspicious of Pensair and how much he likes Scott. I've always been suspicious of other teams understanding, like knowledgeable fans like us are going to see the truth about Scott. Ignorant fans are going to think dumb stuff like he's sloppy Barnes and that he doesn't play well. So, other teams would like to get him lured there. And they can't get him out of Toronto if he's happy in Toronto, right? This is the whole thing with Giannis. Giannis won't leave Milwaukee unless he's unhappy, right? And, well, some people want Giannis or Scotty to be unhappy where they are. So if you're a fan of another team and you'd like Scotty to come to your team, how do you start that process? Think about it. Think about it. And that's why I tell Raptors fans, if you're coming at our players overly criticizing, I'm going to take your energy as not being truly a fan, but somebody from the outside of Raptors Nation trying to pull us apart. Whether you're talking about RJ this, when you're talking about IQ this, you're saying sloppy Barnes, that's your energy. Well, then I'm thinking you're not first a Raptors fan. You could be a Lakers fan first and then a Raptors fan second. And on the down low, you love to see Scott Wayne Barnes in purple and gold. So understand that's, I think, the energy right there, Infamous, is Scotty's good. Really good basketball minds can see how good he is and the potential. They're scared of it. And they think that if he blows up in Toronto, it's going to be game over and it's not a good thing. So they're trying to make it toxic and make him have to come out of there because he doesn't want to be here. But that's the problem is they can't get that for them. They don't want that. He doesn't want to not leave Toronto. He's happy in Toronto. He's got the franchise player tag and he's got the keys to so much stuff. He's very happy here. So what's the one way that they can try and make it uncomfortable or toxic for him is social media noise. then there's a lot of idiots on there. In fact, let's get on Reddit real quick and see if there's any of this right here, right now. First of all, Kyle Lowry was amazing yesterday. He got on his Instagram stories and he wished happy Thanksgiving to my home away from home, Canada. And Kyle doesn't have to do that, man. But it's nice to see the GOAT doing that, man. Seriously. Here's a really good Raptors Reddit post. He's saying, am I delusional? Convince me why we should be rated so much lower than Detroit, Atlanta, Boston, Indiana, Miami, or Orlando. This guy's exactly right. And I've been saying this all summer. The way that they're glazing the Hawks and the Magic and the Pistons right now is too early. Man, y'all should be looking at percentages of likely success in certain ways. And the Raptors, in some ways, are set up more for that than some of these other teams. Yet, ESPN and other people are saying these teams are going to be rising in the Eastern Conference. In some ways, they don't want to believe the truth that their simulation is showing them. So it's stupid. It's stupid. It's dumb. You know, there is a lot of dumb stuff on here that is critical of Scotty Barnes. And these are part of the problems here. There's a part of the problem is that there's people that are infiltrating places like Reddit, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever, and they're just putting crazy ass opinions about Scott out there just because he's not a score first guy. So yeah, I appreciate you coming in today, Infamous, and saying that you appreciate what I said about Scott yesterday. I feel like this is so true. In some ways, it's not just about Scotty or an Apple. It's about anything. We project labels onto anything in this life. And if you really want to get Zen and Buddhist, you can start talking about that is, I put my own mind on something. That's not exactly what the reality of that thing is. That you're putting your projections from your own mind and the constraints of your own mind on the idea of what Scotty Barnes is, or an apple is, or a tree. It's a labeling thing. And in some ways, we just got to understand Scotty has just got to naturally be who he's going to be, and he's going to be fine. Because when he blossoms, like I said, when he blows up and comes out of that cocoon of change into the next part of his career, it's going to be huge. And it's going to be one of the best players in the league. And we need to see the fruits of that come through for us. And we don't want to have him go through the development stuff, the tough stuff, and then all of a sudden he gets the really good stuff, and he's not in our jersey. So that's why I say protect Scott at all costs. And thankfully, our teams run very well. It's not toxic. And Scotty is very happy on the team. So the people that want Scott off this team are failing. And that's why they may be even more ugly with their bullshit. Whether they're talking about allegations this or Sloppy Barnes this, that may be part of it right there, is they're trying to pull us apart. It's a similar kind of noise as saying they got in Tracy McGrady's ear and said, you can't play with Vince. He's going to take the spotlight. You'll never grow and be who you want to be. That was bullshit to tear it apart and get Orlando Magic to get Tracy McGrady. So I've seen this too much. And this history with the Raptors, whether they think that we're a farm team for the rest of the NBA, whether they think we are not good enough to have talent on our team. So they're coming around saying, no, you can't have Brandon, RJ, Emmanuel, and Scotty. That's too much talent. It just confuses us. How the hell are you going to do that? Overload. Well, if that kind of talent was on the Knicks, you wouldn't even bat an eye. You'd be kissing its ass and glazing it like crazy. So just understand, it's just a different flavor of treatment towards the team because they don't want us to be good. And perception is all kinds of stuff in the world today. That's part of it right there. Yeah, that's part of it right there. All right, let me see. Where are we? Fiercely saying, I want AJ and Jared on the main roster. Martin, Sarr, and Roddy to the Raptors 905. Yeah, it just won't work that way. The two ways are Martin, Hepburn, and Shamshay, and they will be bouncing back and forth between the two of them. But in some ways, if Elijah Martin is not going to be an NBA type player, cut that two-way off of him and put a two-way on Jared Rhoden. Seriously. That's what I would do, Bobby Webster, right now. If you are checking in with the Raptor Freak and you're trying to figure out what to do, second round pick, I think that those guys get to play on both levels anyway, even if they're two-way or not. I don't know the rules exactly. So it's like Elijah can come and play some Raptor games and get a touch and get his NBA career bona fide. But in some ways, that man needs to be on 905 this whole season and kicking some major ass down there to get his full path to get into the league. I've seen enough with Chucky Hepburn. Just like Colin Murray Boyles, this man's fine on the rotation with the Raptors right now. Just like Shed last year. And this, in some ways, the emergence of Chucky Hepburn already is going to be a shakeup in our point guard hierarchy. You know, it's crazy because we have the advancement of Jamal Shed last year meant Davion Mitchell was expendable. Well, if Chucky Hepburn is getting advanced all of a sudden, and we've got two very good young point guards coming up, you know, some of the decisions that Bobby Webster has to make may be very interesting this year in relation to the point guards. I don't want to say that we should ship Quickly out because I think Quickly is going to make a jump and he's going to be very, very good. But if they really, because we're getting such gains with the two young point guards we have on our team, Shed and Hepburn, you know, this may be the writing on the wall right here. This may be the writing on the wall right there. That's right. Let's see. Where are we in the chat? I want to make sure I get all the comments. Fiercely saying, when Brian said Scotty is following, I thought he meant following Masai's footsteps. I got scared for a moment. Yeah, we'll just have to see what Brian has to say, whether it has to do with the Masai firing or, you know, he's saying Scotty's watching him. Maybe. I don't know. Probably not. He might be checking in on him. He's probably following him. But either way, you know, Scott's a very busy guy. He's got a kid. And he's in the NBA. You know, I know he's checked in on me and he knows about this channel, obviously, because I got his endorsement on this page. But at the same time, you know, I don't think he's circling back and checking in. Although, who knows? Maybe I'm one of the places on social media where the Raptors feel like I'm fair enough that they'll come listen to me. And they'll be like, you know what? This is the kind of fan I do want to hear from because his intentions are the best. And he's got a passion for the Raptors that's undeniable. And in some ways, if I want the straight truth on really what fans are saying, maybe the Raptors Freak is an easy place for me to go and hear it. And he may say shit that pisses me off, but maybe some of it is fair. I don't know. It's very interesting. Let's see. Trevor's saying my gaming room's going to be finished today with everything installed. I'm so happy. That's cool, man. What kind of stuff is in your gaming room, Trevor? I'm going to say air hockey, a billiard table, maybe a jukebox, maybe a pinball machine, maybe an old Simpsons 4-player video game. I don't know. What's in your game room, Trevor J? I want to know what you're setting up in your game room today. Please, sir, share it with us. Share it with us. If it was saying, I find it strange how some of the media that cover the team have such casual takes. It's obvious Scotty is nursing an injury and is not going all out in preseason. Yeah. He's got a knee tendopathy, which is a little bit of a soreness in the tissue and the joint. And, you know, it's nothing serious. It's not structural, but it can be a little nagging and maybe it's painful. And, you know, once again, the preseason is for experimentation. And it's also for checking out the end of the bench and figuring out who's going to be making the team. And well, the starters, well, you know, each one of them had an assignment. You know, in some ways, Jakob has not played yet. His assignment is to get healthy. And RJ's was this, Manuel's was this, a more increased role on defense for both of them. And Brandon was to show up and make an appearance and say, hi, Raptors fans, I'm Brandon Ingram. I'll show you my silky smooth jump shots. And Scotty's assignment was something totally different. It's basically like, let's set the tone as a defender and a leader and different stuff like that. So we got to understand the assignments that are handed from the coaching staff and Darko are not necessarily the ones we perceive that we think they should be doing. So let's see. Infamous saying every year we pick on a player to hate. Fred, Pascal, now Scotty, shaking my head. That's why I think it's very much the outside forces I bring up. That's why I never trusted Robert Pensaire, is because the way he went after Fred was not like a Raptors fan. And the theory I have about he shall not be named is that he's actually a really diehard Scotty fan, and he really wants Scotty on another team. And in some ways, he's not really a Raptor fan. He's just hanging around because Scotty is so important to him. And he's making all this content around Raptor stuff and talking out of his ass, but he doesn't have the right intentions for the Raptors. Let's just put it that way. And him causing turmoil with Fred, Dennis, Pascal, and different people in the last couple of years. And I don't know what his flavor is this year, whether he's dumping on IQ or RJ or something like that. Either way, I've never trusted Pensaire basketball. And I've always thought that he has some sort of weird motive to get Scotty off the Raptors. That's his ultimate end goal. In some ways, he's just a super fan of his, and he's kissing his butt. But in some ways, he doesn't care where Scotty plays. In fact, he might prefer him to play somewhere else. That's what I'm saying. So when you listen to Robert, understand that's the energy I read from him. That's the energy I read from him. Let's see. Kaz is saying this. Nice, Trevor J. Show us pics on Discord. Yeah, you're always showing all that food. And that food is just, you're torturing us. Come on now, man. Come on, man. Why do you do this to me? You can make me gain weight because you show such amazing, tantalizing dishes, Trevor J. It's like at some point I'm getting used to. It's like, okay, this is going to be the time of the day where Trevor barrages me with amazing food pictures, and just, in some ways it is like it's food porn, and it's also just tantalizingly annoying in some ways. I'm like, damn, Trevor's food looks so good. I wish I could eat it. Oh, it's tough, man. It's tough. It's really, really tough, man. It's tough. Brian saying, let's get amped for the squad. Starting 5, bench and 905. Low key going to do well this season if they get a working system. Yeah, I think we're going to do really well. I think that we have good depth. I think the fact that we've won 2 games in a row on a game winner with our 4th team, not even our 3rd team or our 2nd team, our 4th team. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. If it's saying the RJ hate makes no sense and he's from the city and loves playing here, why wouldn't you want a player like that on your team? Yeah, I don't get that. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of evident that the US hates RJ. They hate the idea of the Canadian guy who's so good that used to play on New York and didn't really work on New York. And in some ways, we're seeing all the love and the good shit from RJ being on the Raptors. They hate that shit so much because Knicks fans wanted that with him in New York, but New York's just too toxic for RJ to be fully happy, and they're just too nitpicky, and it's like that's too crowded there too. So RJ comes to Toronto. He has an easier time. He's at home. He's enjoying it. He's playing for the team he loves. They hate that. It's pure haterade for RJ on the Raptors, and in some ways it manifests to the highest degree. ESPN put an article out on big threes in the NBA this week, and RJ is not one of our big 3 apparently. It's Scotty, Brandon Ingram, and Colin Murray Boyles. The man has not even played yet, and they're declaring our big 3 is now Colin, Brandon, and Scotty. It's total shade to RJ. It's total disrespect. Total disrespect. And even the sign of putting him number 100 on the ESPN 100, that was disrespectful too. That was disrespectful. But at least they didn't omit him, I guess. They put him right at the very bottom of the list at 100. So I think that's a lot of it, is that they've had so much hope in RJ in New York, and he got traded to us, and that was the Knicks trading him to us, and we're happy he's back here. And a lot of the people that opine on RJ, that don't like RJ on Toronto, are not our fans. They're people from other places. If they are our fans, they're misguided and they're idiots, is what I got to say on that, man. They're misguided and they're idiots, man. You saw how much RJ loves playing for the Raptors when he lifted his coach into the air after the game winner the other day. Like, look at that jubilance. Look at how excited he was. Like, people were saying, I don't think I've ever seen a player run over and pick their coach up like that. Like, that's special. That's special. Kaloy's here. Good morning, Lex and fellow freak. Good morning to you, Carlo JS and Santino. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Trevor's saying everything: basketball, pool table, hockey table, many more. So you got the air hockey. You got the little mini basketball game. Seriously? You got the little hoop game over there? Is your rim too small? AJ Lawson going to come there and say, man, this thing's rigged, bro. You can't make any shots on that. The hoop is just as big as the basket. Yeah, you got one of those carnival games where they stealing money from people at CNE? Yeah, you got that. You got. I want to know if you got any video games. Which video games you got? And that's cool, man. That sounds like a fun room, man. Man, I want to go see Trevor. I got to go eat his food and play in his game room. Commissioner of Fun, man. He is the commissioner of fun. Jeez, man. Brian's saying, for FYI, he who shall not be named is good friends with Scotty's family. Yeah, he says that. He may talk to somebody in his family. I don't know if he's good friends with them. That's him tooting his own damn horn. Once again, man, people don't need to be bragging about stuff like that. Scotty probably say, I don't know that motherfucker. You go by this guy, you say, hey, do you know who Penn is? He's like, yeah, I don't know who that fucking guy is. I don't know who that is. He'd probably say the same thing about me, although he's more likely to remember the word Raptors freak. Yeah, he would say, Raptors freak? Yeah, he used to be in Twitch with me all the time. Yeah, I know him. We talk. He knows a lot about Raptors. I know that. Yeah, that's probably what Scott would say about me. I don't give a shit if Pensair brags that he knows Scotty's family. Man, braggers bragging about this and bragging about that. Sometimes they're half-ass and they're lying. They're not actually got the shits they're bragging about. So I ain't gonna believe him to say that. He may have talked to somebody in Scotty's family once and got information from them. He's saying he's friends with them. I doubt it, man. He said out-of-pocket shit on his channel. In some ways, he's protected Scott, but you know what? Scotty would never appreciate how Robert has dissected and went after his teammates. Never. I think that the whole action that he had towards Fred VanVleet was not condoned by Scotty Barnes. And if Scotty knew that Robert was doing what he was doing on his channel that year, he would be pissed at him. And he'd probably say, "You're not a fucking fan of mine because you don't even understand what I stand for. And you're coming after my teammates." Yeah. I think Pensair's idea of what his relationship is with Scotty Barnes is overblown and so stupid, man. Seriously. If he is so good with Scotty, why hasn't he had him on his show? If he's so good with Scotty, why doesn't he have an endorsement from Scotty on his channel like I do? That's what I would say right there. That's what I say right there. That's it right there. Criscom saying this. Good morning to Criscom. I can see that's Criscom. We got to give credit to Darko for back-to-back winning plays. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah, and that's why RJ grabbed him and lifted him. That's why a lot of Raptors fans that know basketball, like, that's the coach. That's a coach's victory against the Wizards. No, you can't say it's the talent on the floor. Sure, Jared Rhoden had talent to throw that ball exactly right on the pass, and Olivier had the right talent to finish it. But that's not the highest talent in the league or on our team or anything like that. No, it wasn't those players. It was a well-designed play by Darko that got us that win. And you could honestly make the argument for Friday too. And so in some ways, Darko's showing signs of trust with the fans as far as like, okay, maybe we're going to be all right when we start getting better and we start winning more. I'm going to trust Darko that he's going to coach really well in tactician kind of situations at the end and deciding who to come in and who to not come in and when, what shot and who should be doing what. That's trust. We need our Raptors fans to trust Darko more because in some ways the win percentage for the Raptors is not the best. And people have been looking at that and like putting down Darko. But if he does good coaching things like he did in the last game, he'll earn that trust with the fans and they'll start being more of a fan of his. And that's fantastic. I want to see more of that developing. I really, really do. Shaq Lindsay's here. Good morning, Shaq Lindsay. Thank you for supporting this channel. Shaq Lindsay, Fiercey, Isaac, Roger Raymond, so many people supporting this channel. I appreciate all you guys that are members of the channel. Scotty is going to be okay. We have to remember Scotty isn't an isolation player. He's better off with the pick and roll. With Jakob out there, isn't anyone really set good picks for him? Yeah. I think this is really astute and right, is that Scotty plays so well off Yak, and in some ways that'll look better. I want to see him try and run because they did say they're going to do this. Similar place to what Scotty did with Pascal before with him and Ingram, that those two guys are really good skill levels, and they could do a 10-man game off each other to a certain extent because there was some positive stuff that was happening in synergy between Siakam and Scott when Siakam was still on the team back then, that we need to see if we can get going with Brandon and Scott, because that's something that Raptors fans need to see. And hopefully we can see it before the end of preseason, is synergy between Ingram and Barnes and what that looks like and what the potentials and possibilities are from the flashes of it we see. That's what I want to see next. We've seen it with Barrett and Ingram, but we have not seen it with Ingram and Barnes. And that's what I want to see next. I want to see that next. Yeah. Right. Infamous is saying, I believe we will have a great season. My only concern is the intensity on defense. It may lead to injury over an 82-game season. We may have to dial it back a bit to meet the starters' health. This is a fair concern. I think it's fair for not only injury thing, but also, is it really a sustainable system to do the whole entire year? I'd like to think that it is, because Darko says that he thinks it is, but that may not be totally true. I think that the natural biometrics of the season is there's ups and downs with energy. And teams will go through periods where they're just not high enough energy to compete at the highest level that they normally do because they're just fucking tired. So I don't know. We'll have to see how this goes. This is the real task for Darko and his coaching staff, is to balance this, to get that kind of output on defense, and also make sure they're avoiding injuries, but also not burning their guys out in the middle of the season in certain ways also. So I think that it's healthy to have many rotations, fresh rotations often. And nobody's really, if it's a video game, they're not wearing down their green bar into the yellow or the red ever. It's almost like, like I'll use a video game analogy. You're playing 2K or something and you have energy and you're playing a simulated basketball game and your players you leave them out there too long. Their green bar goes all the way red. Yeah, you don't want to ever do that. It's like as soon as the bar gets maybe a third empty, Darko takes them out. And that's before it gets yellow. Before that bar gets yellow. You want to keep all your bars green if they're video game players on energy, Darko. And, he's got such a deep bench, a lot of good interchangeable players that hopefully he can do this and balance this and ride that surfboard of balancing it without any problems throughout the whole 82 games. We'll just have to see. It's game by game, analyze every single part of it as we do on this channel. And it's going to be an interesting, fun journey this year. We're going to win a lot this year, guys. I think that ESPN simulation told the truth, that ESPN's been lying, is what we're saying right there. Yeah. Kaloy saying, I watched the He Shall Not Be Named content last night. He's going against the media people going after Scotty this preseason. That's good. That's good. I like him to use his powers for good. And in some ways, as long as he's not attacking Raptors, like I really hate it when he comes after and he just goes after specific Raptors like he did Fred for a while. I just can't stand that action. In some ways, look, if it's an important player on our team, there's no incentive to deride them or get pissed at them because they're important parts of our team and our salary cap. And they're big parts. Now, you guys say, okay, well, but Lex, you talk about Elijah Martin like this. You've talked about Malachi Flynn in the past. You've denigrated our players, but they've not been essential main players. And that's a very important building block players. You don't want to go after them like that because they're investments. They're big time parts of your franchise. And you want them to succeed. Now, if they get traded all of a sudden, that's just what it is. But you never want to go after a high paid guy. That's what I say. You can go after guys that are fringe, trying to come up, make the team. That in some ways, if you're a little bit like giving them constructive criticism, maybe they'll get better, but you're not just dumping on them, But with the main guys like Brandon, RJ, Scotty, Emmanuel, Jakob, Grady, even, I don't go after these guys because these are investments in the future. And in some ways, we don't want to degrade them. Ourselves and our media and our social media people like Pensair, we don't want to degrade them. I like that he's fighting against any kind of anti-Scotty stuff. That's good. That's good. I judge by the action. And if he's doing good stuff, I'll stand with him. But if he's not, I'm going to be against him. That's right. It's so hard to get into his content. He's so dramatic. He's very dramatic. Oh, why did I leave my porn on the screen and everybody saw it just now? Oh, let's see. Neil's here. He's come in with his signature dunking Vince Carter Raptors logo. I like that. Chloe's saying, Lex, have you talked about how the media is already going after Scotty on his preseason performance? What a bunch of clowns. So the media is doing it too. Well, this influences the people to do this. I mean, yeah, I don't know who's specifically saying this because I don't pay attention to TSN and Sportsnet other than tweets from Josh Lewenberg and Michael Grange, but I'm not watching their channels. If they're going on Sportsnet and Sports Center and they're saying things like, yeah, there's a little bit of concern about the Raptors and what they're going. Okay, Michael Grange, Scotty Barnes is not really woken up in this preseason yet. It's like, okay, Michael Grange, you're going to give out all these negative perceptions. Either way, once again, Raptors fans, this preseason, don't jump to conclusions too soon. And honestly, the last game Scotty played was good. That game against Washington was a good game for Scott. And, we just got to allow Scott to be Scott. But yeah, if you guys bring me stuff that specifically is said by Toronto media and that's negative about the Raptors in certain ways. Oh, I'll go over it. Yeah, I'll go over it if there's a specific comment or something they said. Let's see. Reggie's saying this. Penshare seems like he has an obsession with Scott. He does. He does. He listen, I love Scott. I've got a bobblehead of his. I got a Funko behind me. I got a Scotty jersey. I spent 500 hours of my life watching him play video games on Twitch and talking to him. I mean, in some ways, you could say I'm obsessed with Scott because I watched him on Twitch so much when he was really doing it a lot. In some ways, maybe it was creepy, but it was never like that. I'm just a huge Raptors fan. And in some ways, if I have access to watch a high draft pick or franchise player on Twitch play video games, yeah, I'm going to watch it because I'm a Raptors fan and I want to get to know the dude who's in charge of our team and get to know what makes him tick and understand him better. And in some ways, I want to understand him better so that I can represent him better on this channel if I'm talking about him. You know, if I'm going to talk out of my ass like a U.S. media does about the Raptors and not know anything, no, I went and did my research, and I found out a lot about the psychology about Scotty Barnes in the summer of Twitch with Scotty Barnes' Twitch family, Fiercey, at the Goat, and Isaac Campbell, Tom Duke, everybody in the house coming in there. Pensare would come in there every once in a while, but he wasn't in there like we were. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. I mean, he does have a weird obsession. And in some ways, it's like he's Scotty first. He's not Raptors first. And that's dangerous. Look, that's the one thing that's different about him and I is I'm Raptors first, no matter what. I love Scott, and I'm going to support the hell out of Scott. He's our franchise guy, and I'm so happy another Florida State Seminole like myself is the franchise player for the Raptors right now. And I mean, I have obvious ties with him. I grew up in Tallahassee. I know all about Florida State Seminoles, and he is a Raptor Seminole just like me. So there's a lot of things that could really tie me up with him. But in some ways, it's like, look, I'm just a fan. I'm just a middle-aged guy that loves basketball. I'm not a crazy-ass fanatic that's going to come at like in weird ways. Like maybe Pensare's overtures are weird, man, sometimes with Scott. A little bit weird, man. Yeah, kind of unhealthy. Yeah. Yeah. Kaloy's saying, to be fair, like us, he does believe that Scotty is special. He's just so pretentious and dramatic. You know, sometimes too, YouTube personalities is what it is, right? You guys are saying he's pretentious, he's dramatic, he's braggadocio, he's this and that. I mean, I have some of these levels too, but it's different flavors and different characteristics and character and like your personality. And I guess with me throwing in parody songs and goofy impressions and stuff like that, you know, you get a different flavor here than you do on Pensare basketball. We haven't talked about him a whole lot recently, and I like that. I like that actually, that he's not been relevant. So it's very interesting. He went after Samson Folk as well. Well, I'm going to just blindly say, even if Samson was deriding Scott, in some ways, he probably wasn't doing it in a very major way. In some ways, I know Samson Folk's style. He's analytical and he sticks to basketball. And in some ways, he's surgical like that. He's not trying to put any emotions into it. Now, I know Samson has a good place in his heart, like William Liu and Alex Wong, for the Raptors, and that he does have a passion. He does want to see them be successful, but he has to balance that with being an analytical journalist that really does focus on the basketball X's and O's side of things. Now, if Samson is making opinions known about Scott and he's talking about trends or he's talking about analytics or things like that, I would listen to Samson, even if it's something that Robert doesn't like to hear. Now, I don't think Samson's going to come out and just bash Scott just for the sake of bashing Scott. It's more likely that Samson Folk is going to see things and trends, and he may be putting a warning out, or he may be also kind of going over it. So even blindly, not even knowing the specifics of this argument, I'll stand with Folk, even if he's being derisive of Scotty, because I know that Samson's a fair guy, and he's just reporting from a very surgical, clinical kind of stance on this is what I see with the stats and this, and I do have a concern here. You know, that's what I would say. I don't even know what they're arguing about, but he went after Samson Folk. Nah, Pensare, bona fide. Samson Folk is bona fide in my book. And whatever he does, I support for the most part with his content. There's never, ever been a point where I've been like, Samson Folk is out of pocket for writing this or saying this. There's never been a point in my life where I've ever said that in almost 10 years of watching Samson Folk cover the Raptors now, guys. Never, ever. All the reaction streams, all the different stuff. He's always been very fair. And if he's been critical, he's had evidence and statistics to back it up. So Brian's saying before he started his channel, he was on TO to the point many times before Scotty got drafted. He told me about Scotty's life. Yeah, see, I don't trust the man. I don't even know where he lives. I don't even know if he's Canadian or not. And in some ways, like, he just kind of prominently came around Raptors Nation when Scotty did. And in some ways, I'm like that too. I started my channel when Scotty started, but I've been covering the Raptors on different venues way before this, whether it's the Kensington Variety VIP Club or the old Juice show I did, or just being the dude at the Scotiabank Arena / Air Canada Center, making the subs, talking about Raptors with fans around 99, 2000 in the arena. So the Raptors Freak at some point everywhere has had a forum for himself, whether it was in person at the games, talking to fans in concession booth or whatever it was, getting to the point on YouTube. That's it. Yeah. Shaq Lindsay saying, wait until Jacoby comes back. You will see Scotty at his full potential. We talk about a foursome of BI, Scotty quickly, and CMB. Jacoby is the key for all the pieces to flourish. I just like that we have different guys that are really can compete with each other, and we have options. And the great thing about having all the options on your team is that Bobby gets to decide the priority and who he decides to keep and who's going to go. And that's power in some ways. You have a lot of options. We got Jacoby, we got Oshai, we got Grady, we got Jamal, we got Chucky, we got, IQ. We got a lot of options here. It's easier for Bobby to pick and choose the ones that he wants. And I like that. I'd much rather have way more talent than we can use and par it down, do a little bit of trimming, a little bit of pruning of the tree and let it grow from there. And that's the best way to do it. And Bobby laughs when they say, oh, we were in trouble with the salary cap. Ha, ha, ha. No, we're not. You can make a move and everything will be fine by the end of the year financially. That's right. Neil's saying, yes, Darko drew up the right end of game play against the Celtics and Wizards. However, it is on the players to execute. Sarr's execution was more on point than Mobo. Mobo recovered with one dribble. Mobo had more time. Sarr did not. Sarr had less than a second. Mobo had like 4 seconds. So he could afford to do a dribble. And that may have even been in the plan. I don't think that was a fuck up. I think that in some ways, the move that Jonathan made against the Celtics to win the game on Friday was a fake. He did a dribble this way, and then he spun the other way and laid it up around the other way on him. And that may have been very much designed specifically to do exactly that. Seriously, you'd be surprised how detailed these guys are with their execution. There is some improvisation in basketball, but you'd be shocked just how very minute the detail they can get, like with where you put your foot, how you dribble this way, what you're doing with your hand, what you're doing looking this way, what are you doing this way. And, they probably went and say, yeah, you get one dribble, Jonathan. You get one dribble, and then you have to shoot it. That's all you can do on the clock. Kaloy saying, I share his sentiments regarding the current media not liking Scotty. Laugh out loud. Yeah, see, we can be with him on certain subjects and agree with him for sure. But again, he's so dramatic. Darko's showing his coaching chops with those game-winning plays. That's right, Kaloy. I love it. Shaq Lindsay saying, Jakob isn't your ordinary center. He's cerebral on the post, making plays for everyone. Yeah, it'll be, we aren't our full strength without Pirtle out there. And we have not seen Pirtle in preseason at all. So he, how much he adds to winning for us. And that's why in some ways, yeah, get him healthy, not sick anymore, and hope his back's okay and his nose is okay, and just get him back out there. And in some ways, preseason, we don't need to see Jakob a whole lot for preseason. If we see him on Friday against the Nets and he makes one appearance in preseason, I'll be happy. A reminder, guys, this Friday, October the 17th, in the morning, it's the coaches open house. And if you're able to get down there for this free event, it's amazing. I hope you will try and get down there and check it out. It's the coaches open house, and it's run by the Raptors coaching staff, and you get to see an actual Raptors practice live in person. It's very much a school setting. It's not like a game. You come down there with a pad and pencil and take notes because they're teaching you coaching techniques. And you'll get coaches seminars from people like Mike Batiste, Pat Delaney, Jamal Halea, Ivo Simovic. You get assistant coaches will come out and do little talks about different types of things with coaching. And then Darko, they'll do the practice, and then Darko will do a Q&A at the end. So it's a fantastic event. It's free. Raptor Freak family has been going to it for many years. And, well, I recommend to any Raptors fan that's in Toronto and available on Friday morning to go down there. You have to sign up ahead of time. You can't just go down there blindly. And also, really seriously take this seriously. It's not a fan event. It's not for fans to come down and try and get pictures or yell at the players or try and get their attention. It's very much a practice, and they want to be businesslike. And if you see Scotty and RJ and Emmanuel, don't yell at them. Just let them do their practice because they have to concentrate and work with the coaches. But it's fun, and you just see a Raptors practice behind the scenes and what actually is makes you understand just how organized and badass, our coach Darko is as a coach. Seriously, it's big time. It's big time. Yeah. That's just all right. Don't rub it in now. Oh boy, Lex, 2-0 ALCS deficit. Seattle's key to destiny. 2 more wins for their first ever trip to the World Series. Yeah, that's tough, man. Blue Jays, you want to go to the World Series? You got to beat the Mariners. Well, it's not over yet, Milbester. They're only halfway there, but it does look bad right now. And in some ways, let's not get all happy for the Mariners yet. There's still some games to be played. We'll have to see what happens. Wayne's saying we will critique consistent non-performing players who don't really care about their teammates. Thankfully, it's been rare and far in between. Yeah, that's definitely a category where I might critique somebody. If they've been toxic for the team or it's selfish or taken away from the team, that's where you can get on the bad side of me. Oh, yeah. But if they're productive and they're just trying, if they're young and they're going through the loops and just trying stuff, you know what? I'll give you chances. We gave Malachi a lot of time before I absolutely gave up on him. Absolutely gave up on him. I gave him a lot of time. That's right. Just like Nick Nurse did. Kaloy saying, haha, Milbester shows up now when we're down 0-2. I know. Although to his credit, he did show up before the Seattle series started and the Yankees had lost. So, yeah. To his credit, he's saying, looks like the Jays offense finally facing the best pitching staff and bullpen in the AL with the Mariners. Their offense power ran out. Now, in the past, correct me if I'm wrong, Milbester, when the Blue Jays had played the Mariners in the past in the postseason, this is exactly what killed them before, too, was the pitching for the Mariners. They just didn't have answers for them because I know there's a wild card we played against the Mariners in the last 10 years, and we lost to them. Partly because of very good pitching for Seattle. So I think that's been the Achilles heel in the matchup that I was talking about earlier is Toronto versus Seattle in Major League Baseball is the Mariners pitching. The Blue Jays bats just don't have answers for. I don't understand. Hopefully they can get it going, though. They still got some time. That's right. Milbester's saying, Kaloy, I was here a couple of days ago. That's right. He did come in. Isaac's saying, if ESPN is saying 5th, then we're going to be champs. That's so good. All right, Isaac, I'll give you a dunk, man. That's hilarious, man. That man said, all right, if they're saying we're going to be 5th, the ESPN simulation, not any bias from the brain of an ESPN hack. The simulation said we're going to be 5th, and we're going to get to the playoffs, and we're going to beat the Indiana Pacers in the first round. That is what ESPN put out. We're going to beat the team that was in the Eastern Conference Finals last year and then went to the finals as the Eastern Conference champions. We're going to beat them this year. I'm all about that. I think it's possible, too, with Halliburton out and stuff like that and Miles Turner not on that team anymore. 72 dunks for Isaac. Hilarious. He says we're going to be champs. I hope so. Toronto Raptors, NBA champions 2026. Toronto Raptors, NBA champions 2026. Let's go. Milbester's saying the Jays are screwed. Come on now. If I was Jays freak, I would give you a strike. In some ways, that's not nice. Brian Wu hasn't pitched all playoffs, and he's healthy in the ALCS roster for the Mariners. And, yeah, haven't faced their 4th Dominican starter, Luis Castillo, and George Kirby either. Yeah, I don't know these names. I'm not a Blue Jays freak. I do not know the MLB like I know the NBA. So I cannot opine on these names or anything like that. You're saying we're screwed? No, man. Come on now. At least we're not. The Yankees lose. Not that yet. And anything. Listen, I'll say this, Milbester. Even if you get joy off the tears of Blue Jays fans, if we lose to the Seattle Mariners, which we have not yet, and I'm not willing to say we have lost yet, even though you seem like you're saying it, we can say, yeah, we beat the Yankees, and the only time we've ever played them in the playoffs this year. And we can have that feather in our cap and feel real good about this season, no matter what happens in this series with the Seattle Mariners. I mean, we've at least got that, Milbester. So let's keep it all in perspective here. Trevor J saying, my basement is so huge. I had a screaming room too, with all the toys. A screaming room. That sounds crazy. Usually people have panic rooms or screening rooms, but you have a screaming room. Is this a place where people go down there and just yell at their angst at the world and all the bullshit right now going on? Ah! Where is Trevor? He's in his screaming room. Ah! No. I know he meant screening room, like he watches movies. I know. I like to play off of the misspells. They're fun. Yes, agreed. Yes. Kaloy saying, nah, Milbester. Like, how's the Raps were down 0-2 to the Bucks? The Blue Jays are going to win 4 straight. Now, we'd have to preface this, though, Kaloy. The 0-2 we went down against the Bucks in that Eastern Conference Finals was in Milwaukee. We were on the road and we lost both those games, and we came home to get our series right in Toronto. This is the opposite. We've lost 2 games in Toronto. We got to go to Seattle to get it right. So, as much as I'd like to say this, well, I hope they do win the next one. And if they win the game 4 also, well, the series is tied again. And it's back. The home field advantage is back with the Blue Jays. They got to win these next 2 in Seattle, though. 1 game at a time. Beat them the next one, and then we'll go from there. That's what I say right there. That's right. Milbester saying, Kaloy, I know the Blue Jays still in it, but it's Seattle's year. They waited 24 years to get back to the ALCS. They built around J-Rod and Raleigh. Their bullpen is deep, but to not just the rotation. Okay, this is information. Hang on, he's really filling it in here. Blessings. Oh, that's RJ. That's Randolph in there. Blessings, beloved Raptor Freaks family. You can learn from other failures and mistakes. You don't have to dwell on their negativity. Their screw ups can help you advance. Watch and learn. You know, it is a really good skill to observe and see other people around you and learn lessons from them without having to learn the same lessons. Yeah, there's nothing more infuriating to me when I'm with somebody or hanging out with somebody and they know that they've seen somebody fuck up a certain way and they go ahead and fuck up that way. Oh my gosh. And I don't want to dig up really crazy ancient shit with me, but when I was married, my ex-wife, and this is so long ago, this is like 15 years ago. There were young mistakes I made when I in my 20s, and I had a younger wife. My wife was younger than me, and there was a certain period she was going through in her life that was like mine in the 20s. And I saw her making some of the same mistakes that I had made already. And I warned her and I said, don't do this. Don't do this. You're going to make a mistake. And she didn't listen to me. And she went and made the same mistakes without listening to me. And we suffered for it as a couple. Like, that's the thing. I don't mind making mistakes in my life and learning from them. I made some of the mistakes but she made the same damn mistakes that I made before, and I paid for them twice because she did not listen to me. I warned her. And that was really frustrating. That was really, really frustrating because in some ways, I mean, I get it. Sometimes in these cases, you've got to go through the problem and learn for yourself, and you can't learn from observing from the outside. But it is good if you can do that, learn from the outside and just miss making the same damn mistakes, right? Right. Blessings to Philip family and all the Raptor Freak families out there. All the glory to God above. Thank you. Thank you, Lord above, for all the blessings and the great things in my life, a roof over my head, clothes on my back, food on the table, great friends, great family, and the health. And all those things, I do not take these things lightly. I appreciate you for bestowing these on me, and I have faith in you that everything's going to be right. Amen. All the glory to God. That's right. That's right. Milbester's saying that Andres Munoz, he's getting the weeds. I don't know these names, man. Made the all-star team for the Mariners in the AL this year, and he's one of the best closers in the AL and MLB. Gabe Swart. Yeah, I don't know these names, man. Jay's offense finally facing the best pitching in the AL with Mariners. Their offensive power ran out. It's not the Yankees that have the best pitching. Okay, it's the Mariners that do. That's right. That's right. That's right. Okay. Shaq Lindsay saying, we were worried about our half-court offense. We answered that with IQ and BI. We were worried about RJ's fit with BI. I think they answered that. Now all fingers are pointing at Scotty, but we are forget about the Jakob, who is the key for all of this to work, not Jakob, Jacoby. Interesting. I think that, once again, the Raptors are in a position where there's a lot of potential to go forward with success. as a team? Yes, very much so. And that getting there as a team is likely because there's all kinds of different options that could fire off and make us get further. Whether it's Grady blowing up, whether it's Oshai, whether it's Jacoby, whether it's IQ, whether it's RJ, whether it's Brandon, whether it's Scotty. There's all kinds of different Raptors that can make leaps this year and that can make things really different for the Raptors suddenly. And that's awesome. So, and I don't know exactly who it's going to be, but they're going to help the team get better, and they're also going to help themselves look better and get the next contract and get more longevity with the Raptors as a team. So there's stuff on the table there. There's a lot to go get, and the competition's high on the Raptors. And I'm excited about it. I'm very excited about it. That's right. We're getting close to 2 hours, so I'm going to try and finish up in the next 10 minutes. Let's see. Milbester saying, I remember the comeback wildcard Mariners came back on the Jays years ago. Yeah, that was annoying. Milbester saying, Lex, if Jays lose today, it's 3-0. Only one team has come back from 3-0, and that's the 2004 Yankees, the Red Sox. Are they playing today? They don't give them a travel day? Like, seriously, they don't give them a travel day? They go right over there, and they're playing right away? You sure they're playing today? He would know. I mean, he is the Yankees freak. He is the guy who's into it. No, I don't think they're playing today, Milbester. They play tomorrow. They got a travel day, and game 3 will be at 8 p.m. Wednesday night in Seattle. So yeah, they got a travel day. They're not playing today. Let's see. Isaac is saying Scotty Barnes about to average a double-double. Yeah, I think so. I think that would be fun. I think that's very possible. He got 8 rebounds last year. If he gets 2 more rebounds, that's very possible. Man, I'd like him to try and mess around and try and do triple-double work. Seriously. He should try and do that. Like, he doesn't even need to get, like, a lot of points. He could score 12 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, and people would be upset about that. I'd be like, what are you talking about, bro? You got a triple-double. How can you not fucking like that? What if Scotty gets a triple-double with steals? He gets points, rebounds, and steals, not even the assists. These are possibilities with this guy, man. These are possibilities. That's right. Shaq Lindsay saying, I like Milbester, a good sports fan, but who in the hell was Brady? Brady. Oh, Brady. Yeah. Well, listen, Brady circled back with a different name, and he's still technically allowed to come in here. He's just a Yankees fan. He didn't like the New York-Toronto rivalry last week. He didn't like that the Raptors and the Blue Jays got the best in New York City last week, whether it was a lawsuit or eliminating the Yankees. Maybe he's in his feelings a little bit. He was demanding respect from us as Canadians towards the United States. Elbows up, motherfucker. That's all I got to say on that. Yeah, they're going to play tomorrow. Kareem Thomas is here. Good to see the butt dialer. Kareem Thomas. Milbester showing face when the Jays are down, but crickets when the Yankees were in the bed. One BJ is better than 9 Yanks. Yeah, a lot of people were saying that last week. That's a pretty funny one. I like that one. I think it's really funny, too, when women say that. 1 BJ is better than 9 Yanks. Yeah, that's pretty Grady Dickish right there. Yeah, that's a very Grady Dick kind of joke. Milbester's saying, watch Ortiz talk to A-Rod and Jeter tomorrow about giving advice to the Jays if they go down 3-0 because they were in 2004 ALCS when the Red Sox came back 3-0. Yeah, that'd be good. I mean, I like that Poppy's with us, man. I like that he's wearing the blue tie. I like that he is with us. I really do. So go on then, David Ortiz. Help the Blue Jays as much as you can. That's why I say that. Milbester the ghost. Yeah, he's here. Milbester, the friendly ghost. The Yankee ghost. No, he's not a ghost. He's real. He's here. I see him. All right. If anybody wants me to look at their fantasy team in our Yahoo Fantasy League, ask me right now. Yes. Let's see. Who have I not done that maybe I could do on here? I know a lot of the people that I haven't done are not regulars here. I did Kareem's team. I could do James's. Oh, I did James's team. I did Gerald's team. I did Kaz's team. Did I do Kaz's team? I'm pretty sure I did Kaz's team. Amit's not been here. I don't know. Nins. Nins, are you still here? Maybe I'll do Nins's team real quick. I could do Nins's team real quick. Yeah. Now you want to pop out. Yeah, it's hilarious. Yeah, he's here. He's here. Milbester's here. Seymour's calling it. All right, we'll go look at Nins's team real quick. Philadelphia Huskies, guys. He's got it Photoshopped even. He's got the old original Huskies logo for Toronto Huskies, but he put Philadelphia over it. I love it, man. Yeah, this guy's a real one for Toronto, even though he's in Philly. He's got SGA, which is fantastic, man. Obviously, having SGA on your fantasy team's a good thing right away. Dyson Daniels, defensive player. He should have been defensive player of the year last year, honestly. Not Evan Mobley. It should have been Daniels. Kobe White is a great young scorer and player. Brandon Miller, a great player also. He's got Kel'el Ware, who's in his second year. You probably can get more important minutes on the Heat with their state of their roster. So Kel'el Ware is a good pickup there. Bobby Portis, okay, he's on the decline. But Brook Lopez is gone, and they're going to probably need Bobby Portis more than they think. Zubac, that's a good one. That's a good center to have. You have Ace Bailey. We'll see. He's talent. We'll have to see. I don't know much about him as a player. I have to see him play for Utah this year. Aaron Nesmith, a solid role player, and actually not a bad fantasy player on the down low. Alex Caruso, very good. Jaime Vasquez Jr. is on there also. Tyus Jones, he's got Colin Murray Boyles. Interesting. So that's his Raptor. He went and got our rookie Colin. And he also got Common. He's got Common Malawak too, which is awesome. And Bruce Brown is also on his team. So yeah, it's a pretty cool team that Nins has. I like SGA. I like Colin Murray Boyles. I like Vivaka Zubac and Kel'el Ware and Brandon Miller and Dyson Daniels. Yeah, it's not a bad team. So we'll have to see how Nins does this year in the Yahoo Fantasy Raptor Freak League. Yeah, that's good stuff, man, right there. Yeah, let's see. Milbester's saying, but the Dodgers won last night barely. If they go back-to-back titles this year, they will three-peat with Ohtani, Lex. Greatest dynasty in Major League Baseball since the Yankees around the turn of the century. It might be Mariners-Dodgers Fall Classic. Ugh. I don't like when the team that has the highest payroll wins. Just like I said, Milbester, that's why I don't respect Major League Baseball. They don't really have a true salary cap, and people can pay to win. And obviously, the Dodgers have invested a lot of money in the last few years to get this freaking dynasty. And the dynasty you mentioned about your team, that was paid for also around that time. So in some ways, I don't respect that league like that. In some ways, it's the reason why teams like the Jays will always have the hardest time getting there, because the highest payroll teams will always buy winning in Major League Baseball. And that's why salary cap is important. Salary cap is important in sports. I'm just saying it's important. Seymour saying, get the fuck out of here. The Yankees lose. That's right. It's not over yet. First of four. That's right. That's right. Jays 91, 92, 93. That was a dynasty. Yeah, those were good years for us. Those were good years. Yeah. Two of them were World Series years, and the other one was a very good year, too. The Jays were really good throughout the 80s, though. There was a lot of good playoff kind of stuff going on with the Jays at different times in the 80s, even before the early 90s. There was. That's right. Let's see. Seymour saying Colin Wembanyama, Area 51, is accurate as fuck. Yeah, I like that nickname for him, Area 51. Yeah, the weird French vanilla nickname for him and Cornette. That's interesting, too. Kaloy saying, yeah, forgive my French, but fuck that, Milbester. It ain't over till it's over. That's right, Lenny Kravitz. So many tears Yankees have cried. So many lies. Oh, hey, baby, it ain't over till it's over. That's right, Lenny. Oh, man, that song is so good. Yeah, Lenny Kravitz, man, underrated. I think he's playing the All-Star break this year or something. I think I heard that. Yeah. Let's see. Isaac's saying, never count out your daddy, Vladdy. That's right. Milbester saying, 1991, Jays lost to the Twins, who won the World Series versus the Braves. Greatest fall classic of all time. I mean, that's all opinion. People can have different ones. Yeah, they want a salary floor, though. They want a salary floor. Yeah, they have that in the NBA because the Rockets for too many years were getting under that floor, and they finally made them pay, and that's how Fred got his huge contract. Yeah, in some ways, a floor and a ceiling is a good thing, and they should have that for society too. A floor income, basic incomes that everybody's taken care of, and they have a roof over their heads and all the basic necessities for someone to have a life, and then a ceiling. You can't have more income than this, and if you do have more income than this, it goes right back into social programs and society and the taxpayers' money. And it goes towards funding society to have people happy, not in a bank account. And Jeff Bezos' bank account was just sitting there. No, You make I don't know how much we'll make it. 900 million. I don't know. What's a fair number? 600 million? 700 million? What's going to be a fucking enough for you greedy ass fucking oligarch piece of shit? Let's set a number. 600 million. Okay, everything after 600 million goes back into the system. Goes to the roads, goes to the education, goes to the healthcare system, goes to our police and our fire, goes to the libraries, goes to the park service, goes to everything that we need in society. And y'all will stop being parasites off us by not paying taxes and hoarding your money. No, you get this certain amount of income, you got to this certain height, you won the game. You don't need any more money for the rest of your life. And all that extra shit you're piling on top of it, well, that's just degrading society as a whole. So put that floor and a ceiling on earning income in the society. Somebody say that's communism, socialism, Lex. That's not capitalism. No, it's fair and regulated capitalism is what it is. Because we don't have regulated capitalism right now, and the system is broken, and it's going to be destroying itself soon because these fuckers got too greedy. Is what it is right there. Yeah, they need to pay their taxes. Pay your fucking taxes, Elon and Jeff Bezos, you pieces of shit. That's what I say right there. Yeah. The Yankees lose. Melbester saying, we know the 94 strike happened because of the players and the MLB union is strong. That's right. Unions always support unions. Support Canada Post workers right now, guys. Support them. That's right. We're at 2 hours, so we won't finish up, guys. Smooth Brown Man saying, every team goes through a cold spell. It's the Blue Jays' turn. There's still time to get back into this. That's right. I'm with you. I'm with a big-time Blue Jays fan named Reggie. That's right. Now, there were rumors of a lockout in 2027, but I doubt it will happen. The new rule changes, and Rob Manfred, I don't care about any of this. Fiercely saying there will be a documentary coming out on Netflix on October 21st. It will depict the reasons why the Expos were dismantled. Apparently, there was a voting involved, and the Jays wanted the Expos out. Man, that's messed up. Yeah, I could see that. In some ways, you want to have the whole market of the country, right? Like the Jays and the Raptors enjoy, right? I don't think the Raptors ever wanted the Grizzlies out, though. In the equivalent with us, I don't think the Raptors wanted that at all. In fact, the Raptors were probably worried that they may be in trouble because the Grizzlies had to go. But yeah, I don't think we ever had that action. If we ever voted to get the Grizzlies out of Vancouver, I'd be disappointed in the Raptors. I would be. Yeah. Yeah, I will watch the documentary and do research before voicing my opinion. That's a healthy way to do it. It's a healthy way to do it. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about the ins and outs of the salary cap in MLB right now, Milbuster. You really go too in depth with Major League Baseball on an NBA channel. Let's just put it that way. Neil's saying time to spank some Celtics, but tomorrow. We're not playing them today. It'll be tomorrow. Time is tomorrow. All the games are tomorrow. Blue Jays tomorrow, Raptors tomorrow. No game today. No game today. All right, let's go look at Instagram stories real quick. Jonathan Mobo is saying this morning. I've survived too much to ever think God isn't real. I love that. I love that so much. Slim Duck is showing him on the championship parade on the roof of the bus. And I love that he's showing Raptors championship highlights in the Celtics nation. In some ways, the Celtics fans may actually appreciate the championship rub from Chris Boucher, but he's posting a lot of Raptors highlights on his stuff, and I love it. I'm not against it. I'm not against it. Yeah, so you go on then, Chris. You're awesome. Savannah Hamilton's got somebody's celebrating somebody's birthday. Whose birthday is it? Whose birthday is it? Is it your birthday? Is it Savannah's birthday? Seriously. Or is it her sister's birthday? I'm not totally sure. Is it Savannah's birthday today? And I'm just totally dropped the ball. I don't think it is. Maybe it is Savannah's birthday today, guys. So happy birthday. Or was it yesterday? Oh my gosh. I didn't even know it was Savannah Hamilton's birthday yesterday. I feel wrong. AJ Lawson with a nice action picture of him warming up from one of the preseason games. That was the Nuggets game. And Andrew Jones with his kids. They went to Peller Estates and they went to an ice house and they missed their dad because he's on the road with the Raptors right now. And they went to a little ice house that was built on ice blocks. The Jones kids. There's Ava Jones. Jacoby Walters posted this morning. Laziness kills ambition. Anger kills wisdom. Fear kills dreams. Ego kills growth. Jealousy kills peace. And doubt kills confidence. Now read that right to left. Ambition kills laziness. Wisdom kills anger. Dreams kill fear. Growth kills ego. Peace kills jealousy. And confidence kills doubt. I like that. I like that message. Thank you, Jacoby Walter. Jamal Shed showing some more of his workouts. Low back mobility hoopers. And they're like, I don't know what they're doing. They're turned all weird and like on the ground and doing something there. I don't know. Jamal's working on his strength and his balance always. Always. RJ Barrett's got a picture of him shooting the basketball in the Raptors red. Gotta love that. SGA's got a new article out in GQ magazine. So go check that out. There's pictures and stuff, and he's celebrating Canada on the GQ story. There's Kyle Lowry's wish of Thanksgiving to Canada. Scotty Barnes has posted this. This is hilarious. And this is kind of how I remember this. I got to remember this because this is something that happened on his Twitch stream once too. This is the insight you're going to get from Lex on Scotty. Somebody came into Scotty's Twitch stream like 2 or 3 years ago, and they said this to Scott. They said, "Hello, Scotty. Any advice for me? I'm a freshman who played on the middle school team last year, and I want to make varsity. Can you give me advice and a plan? I'm a freshman, and I want to make varsity this year." Scotty was really nice to the kid who asked him this question on his stream a couple of years ago. He's like, just keep working, bro. You can do it. He was very encouraging, very supportive, and just very kind to him. And he was like, not crushing his dreams. Well, Scotty listened to this audio tape of this guy saying, motherfucker, if you even have to question what you need to do to get there, you don't even got it. So just give up. And Scotty's like laughing at the audio of this guy saying, if you have to ask me, what do I need to do? Well, you should just give up. You don't need to be doing this if you don't know. If you can't get it inside you the right way, then you should just give up, is what this guy kept saying. And Scotty thinks it's hilarious because it's the opposite of what Scott said to the young man who asked him the same question in real life on the thing. I don't know what that is from that show. I think it's hilarious, the response of the guy. And Scotty thinks it's hilarious too. Let's see. Toronto Tempo President Teresa Resch is talking about who we're grateful for on the Toronto Tempo official account. Very, very cool. Talking about Thanksgiving yesterday. Gary Trent Jr. is celebrating Miles Turner for being the player of the game in the Bucks game, I guess, against the Heat. 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 threes for Miles Turner. There's Colin Murray Boyles showing off some guy named Mace Collins, who just did a big dunk in a high school game, it looks like. Yeah, the Tempo are on the clock, man. The WNBA season is over, and Toronto Tempo, you're coming. You guys got to get a coach. You got to get some players. Also, just a little bit of a note. I seen somebody post this in our Facebook chat that Chloe Kitts, the girlfriend of Colin Murray Boyles, has torn her ACL, and she's going to miss her senior season at South Carolina playing basketball. That's in some ways going to hurt her WNBA draft stock, and it's really going to be a blow to the Gamecocks for their success this year. But Chloe Kitts is officially injured for her senior season at South Carolina. That's really sad. I feel bad for Chloe. And I know that Colin's going to be a very supportive boyfriend. Who knows? I know she needs to travel with her South Carolina team and be around them for that. But who knows? Maybe this will afford her the ability to go and be with Colin on the road a bit more or around Colin more, partly because she's just not available to play for her team this year. Either way, I hope that you get a WNBA career, Chloe Kitts. I'm sure you will. And when you're injured like this, I know it's scary. And this is not the good timing, obviously, because you want to play your senior year at South Carolina. And you don't want to waste your time getting to the WNBA late by taking a red shirt or taking a year off and coming back for a senior year. So you're really not going to play anymore in college before you get drafted into the WNBA. And that's scary because in some ways she's got to only go on the body of work she's already presented, and she can't improve on that this season. So prayers to the recovery of Chloe Kitts, the girlfriend of Colin Murray Boyles, and recovering and being back on her basketball career as soon as possible. As soon as possible, man. As soon as possible. Yeah, there's your Instagram stories for today. All right, let's see. More comments in here. And stop talking baseball so much, guys. I know it's the baseball playoffs, but I don't give a shit about baseball, guys, right now. I really don't. Really don't. Let's see. Milbester's saying the Jays never wanted Expos out. Montreal lost their team because they had small payroll and didn't get a new stadium. And back then the Canadian dollar was strong and the Expos fans always went to games. Yeah, I think that I think that seems accurate, but there may be some underlying thing that there was a vote, like they're saying, and that the Blue Jays did not support keeping the Montreal Expos there. I do remember there was a lot of anxiousness to get a team in the DC area moved to there. And that's what happened. The Montreal Expos became the Washington Nationals. And they are there now to this day. So in some ways, the Nationals are the Expos. That's right. Official tip-off, October 22nd. Let's go, Raptors. That's right. In Atlanta. We'll be playing the Hawks on that Wednesday. Bester saying Expos had a lot of good players. They had just had a small payroll and couldn't afford them. There was an expansion team too, and it was because of fan attendance. Yeah, they had a lot of good players. Andre Dawson, Gary Carter, Marquise Grissom, Vlad Guerrero Sr. There's so many good players in the history of the Montreal Expos, for sure. For sure. Neil saying this: Sixers tanking, Heat tanking, Nets tanking, Celtics tanking, Bulls playing, Bucks playing, Hornets playing, Pistons playing, Wizards playing. It's the Raptors season. You're crazy saying Hornets and Wizards playing. Yeah, you're crazy with that. But I like everything you're saying here, Neil, for the most part. Smooth saying, yes, the Blue Jays voted for the contraction of the Expos. They wanted the entire Canadian market. Yeah, in some ways, that's business decision. That's Rogers. Isn't that straight up Rogers? Did they own the team at that time, or was it Labatt's at that time? I know that different people have owned the Blue Jays at different times. Was that Rogers already, or was that still Labatt's? Didn't Labatt's used to own the team before? Yeah. Milbester's saying the ownership of the Expos and their payroll was why they lost the team, not because of the fans, but I'll watch the documentary fiercely. I'll bet you that the Blue Jays could have helped the Expos by not voting for it. It's probably a lot of what Milbester's saying is true, but in some ways, the Blue Jays probably did have a nail in the coffin for them also in what they're saying too. These all can be true, what we're saying here. Isaac saying, I heard the Expos folded because they named their stadium after Oliver Miller. Okay. All right. That's not nice. Rest in peace, our guy, Oliver Miller. But hey, it's already on Isaac's spot. It's like he's getting a dunk again. You're at 75. There you go, bro. What a year. 1975. There you go, Isaac. Because they had the O stadium, the big O. Oh my gosh. But best just, I'm not a fan of the Nationals. They should have kept the Expos in Montreal. Now the MLB with expansion in the future, and if they had kept the Expos, Vancouver might have been the next Canadian MLB team. Yeah, I don't know. I think the Expos should return. Honestly, I'm all about that. I think it's a good brand, and I think that they should do that. Milbester, just stop, man. Stop here. You got me 5 more MLB questions, and I'm 10 minutes past my time. I'm not going to do this, and we're not going to talk about the Nordiques or anything like that either. I don't care about that. All right, I did the straight goods on Canadian goods. I did the Instagram stories. I did Raptors Reddit reactions. Let's see. There's no birthdays today. I can't believe I missed Savannah Hamilton's birthday. If it really was her birthday yesterday, I feel bad. I'm sorry, Savannah. Happy birthday. Maybe I should add her to the birthday list. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't have her on there. I'm pretty sure I had her on there, but I didn't, I guess. All right, here we go. We're going to the classic card of the day. This is the first card I grabbed, guys. And, well, it's got a connection to the team. There you go. Here we go. Full name answer, please, on this card. If you know, you know. So give me that full name answer on this shiny Prism card. It's a Rockets jersey. But who is that, man? Look at that hair. Look at that hair on there. That's right. There is a connection here. In some ways, this one should be easy to y'all. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Who is that? You guys should know this is right away, man. That's right. Fiercey spelled it weird. Demure. He's demure. But it's right. It's Damari Carroll. Former Raptor Damari Carroll, of course, was on the team with the Raptors with Kyle and Patrick Patterson and Jonas Valanciunas and Luis Scola and DeMar DeRozan, of course. That's right. It's Damari. Damari. He's a source assistant coach in the NBA right now. I believe he's on a Western team. He's an assistant coach there. But yeah, I'll give it to you. It's Damari. It's a Demir Carroll. It's fine. It's fine. Damari Carroll is the right answer. All right, I'm gonna have to add up the list of the trivia questions and see who got the most points. I'll post the new trivia standings. And the thing, I'm gonna give you 100 points for that Damari Carroll because it's not totally simple, but it's not totally easy either. So yeah, let's see. Smooth saying, no, Rogers did not own the team back then. They were owned by Interbrew, a Belgian-based beer company. Interbrew sold the team to Rogers in 2007. Okay, so it wasn't Rogers trying to poach the whole entire Canadian market in some ways. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. Good to know. All right, guys, let's get out of here. Thanks for watching the Raptor Freak stream today. Tuesday trivia, lots of fun. Learning about game winners and the history of game winners in the NBA. Michael Jordan has 9 game winners in the history of the NBA. I think that's the most. And there's a couple guys who got 8. Joe Johnson, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, they all have 8 game winners. LeBron has 8. Michael has 9. DeMar has 3. There you go. But yeah, it was fun to learn more about game winners and talk to you guys this morning about Raptor stuff. Tomorrow, preview, latest lineup news, ref report, the keys to the path to the victory, the win, to the game, to win for the Raptors. And Darko is a mastermind genius. And we'll see the keys to the path of win, to the victory, to the end, to win. Yeah, that's all coming tomorrow. So I'll see you guys at 9:30. I'll do my research today. Actually, I've seen the Celtics already. I kind of understand who they are a little bit. We'll see what the injury report looks like. All right, y'all, have a great Tuesday. And thanks for playing trivia today. Let's go, Raptors. Stay true to your team. Don't believe the noise. The hate that's coming at Scotty is not fair. It's a little bit unprofessional. It's also a little bit like not learned to get overreact this way in preseason. Let's just put it that way. Overreacting in preseason. Michael Grange, don't stoke the fires of overreaction, please. Please don't stoke the fires of this shit. Seriously. Keep your head on straight and let it all develop the way it's supposed to, because this team is still on a rebuild and is developing and is about to get into winning place. According to ESPN, we're going to be the 5th best team in the Eastern Conference today. That's not been jiving with what they've been saying all summer. But hey, the computer simulation, I'm going to believe it before I'll believe Kevin Pelton himself. Maybe he begrudgingly wrote that. He's like, damn, the simulations put the Raptors up really high. They're putting them as a playoff team. This is weird. Why is it doing this? Maybe it's not the right algorithm. I don't know. Whatever. W's in the chat. Let's go. Let's go, Raptors. Let's go, Raptor Freaks. Have a great day. Touch grass and Raptorize your day like Nab Bhatia would. And I'll be back tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Raptor Freak out.